I've just gone live now. We might as well get an early start, to say the least. I don't know if you can see the studio. Can you see it or not?
Yeah, I can, mate. Yeah.
Hey guys,
That looks good.
So I've got like the scores. It takes an age to do, like, but it just looks better, doesn't it? You can see the scores on the bottom right, like
Yeah.
the teams. So if I'm a bit distant at the minute when you're talking to us, it's because I'm just concentrating getting all the other stuff set up.
Don't lie, Kabby, you're just ignoring us.
David Green, a member of the channel. How are you doing, David? Give us a win going into the playoffs, please. Not Coventry on Friday either. Greetings from the cold north of Norway. Hello to you. And Tricia, our moderator and admin on the channel, who does a cracking job getting rid of all the trolls. This afternoon, Cabby Ritchie. Davey won't be here. He's watching the match at home, recovering. He says, hello to all my fellow cats, and I hope everyone as well. Honestly, I don't know what the score will be today. I know what I would like, but I'll tell you one thing, though. We're just going to enjoy it. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to just enjoy the game. Last game of the season,
Really?
feel to things, so...
Well, he's got a full strength team out, obviously missing Mundle.
Yeah.
And then Lefay, like I said to you last week, I think Lefay will be starting on the left. I think he'll probably even start the first playoff game on the left while Mundle's recovering. So hopefully today, Kabby, I'm refreshed. I'm not angry anymore. I just want to say good performance today. Just, you know what I mean? We don't have to go full belt. We don't have to just go for it like you were saying and go out and risk more injuries, but we're going to have to put in a performance. I think the excuses and things like that need to stop now, and we need to build this momentum now for these next few games.
100%. Totally with you on that one. Totally with you on that one. There we are. We're just getting your thingy on here now.
So who do you fancy today then, Kabby, for the final playoff? I think Bristol City are pretty much cemented on this. So who are you going for then? Who do you fancy?
Who do I fancy? I'm going to go for... I mean, Bristol City... I mean, I've been that busy. What do they need again? How many points do Bristol City need? Do they just need a point? Do they need to win?
Yeah. I'm just going to check the table now because I was looking at it before, but I can't
we know Sheffield United are there. You know Sunderland are there. It's going to be a nail-biting one against Coventry, against Middlesbrough. That's the tasty one, I think, which we're all looking at. Millwall have got a tough game at Burnley because they need to win Burnley for championship to get the title.
Mm-hmm. Actually, saying that, I've just realised Bristol City can drop out of it today. Just depending, because you've got...
Rich, you're right. There's nothing guaranteed.
No. So you've got Bristol City on 67. You've got Coventry and Millwall on 66. Blackburn 65 and Borough 64.
Aye.
So... I think it's going to take a lot though for like Blackburn and Borough to get it. Like I think there's going to be like other results and and goals and things like that. Goal difference has got to make the count, but it's squeaky fun time for them lot.
Oh, absolutely, massively. Jerry says, "Hiya, Cabby and Richie. I'm hoping we play some fluid football today. We need a convincing 2-3-0 win." Folly Adieu is a QPR fan. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you in here. He says, QPR fan here. You have so well to get into the playoffs. He says, respect. He says, we have nothing to play for, but we will use this game to give our injury hood players some minutes. But yeah, I mean, you're in this division. You can go again, QPR next season. It's another big club, well-supported club. So well done for staying in the Championship this season. David Green, the member, says Borough would be fun or Bristol City. Do you know what? I'm at that stage now where it doesn't matter who we play. It does not matter who we play in these playoffs. It's going to be tough no matter who it is.
Of course it is, mate.
And Simon, good to see you, Simon. This afternoon, chaps. I would prefer Bristol City over Coventry in the playoffs. I'd rather play Coventry in the semi-final than play them in the final, put it that way. I wouldn't want to play them in the final. No chance. Semi-final, I'll take.
Got a better chance playing them over 2 legs against them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know if you've all the members. I mean, Richie's already seen them. And the members of the channel, I'm doing a new feature where you can see behind the scenes of me, what I'm doing in my taxi, and some bonus videos of where I've been out and about. I've been to some beautiful places recently.
I look lost where you are the other day, like right along with Kabby, yeah.
Right along with Kabby. Well, why not?
Yeah. Hopefully get some of them silly sausages on your way, Kabby.
Oh, you've seen me other channel, haven't you?
Aye.
James Headley, and I'm playing the bus.
That's one of the way some people behave, man, isn't it?
Aye, it's funny. And as you can see on the studio thing, we have got the scores for the other vital games.
Lifelong Sunderland supporter to be doing a show all about the history of the club with this fantastic group of actors.
I'm just going to check my internet connection here. It's a bloody annoying, like. It should be fast because I'm plugged into the mains.
Did you see any of the footage?
Which footage? Which footage, Rich?
On YouTube. It was posted on the Sunderland YouTube page of when they were in Portugal for the training session.
Oh, was it?
Aye.
I thought it would have just been a black. I thought it would have been just a black screen with the power cuts.
Apparently they didn't get affected. Apparently, like so lucky for them. Like, but looks like they were getting well drilled while they were away over there. Like, they look a bit more bonded as well. You know, you could say there was a bit banter between a few of them as well, which is always great to see. I just hope whatever he's done with them over there is now going to work, because we've heard it from Daniel, we've heard it from Reggie, we've heard it from Job, we've heard it from Chris Meffam. They're all saying, yeah, we know what we've got to do. We're going to be together. We're going to do this and do that. I mean, words are words, aren't they? We've just got to see the action on the pitch. That there's a difference today.
Oh, yeah.
Like we said at the top of the show, there, Kabby. I mean, we don't need to go out full belt today. We just need an improved performance and a win. Would be nice to finish the season off and give her a good chance of what sort of style of play he's actually going to go with into the playoffs. I mean, I want to see this pressing again, because this pressing from the front was brilliant and we do it really, really well. So if I can see some more of that today, that would be great. And I tell you what, I'm very happy that Wilson Isidore's not starting today as well, because I had a feeling that he might be played on the left with Mayenda up top. But you know my thoughts and feelings on Wilson, but I think having him on the bench is a better option when we've got like Mayenda in the fee, especially on the left.
Oh, aye. I just want to. I don't know whether Wilson Isidore is just resting players or doing things on purpose. Wilson Isidore, because he's been right off the pace. I'm just wondering, is he doing that on purpose because he wants to just sort of not go hell for leather? Fully Adieu says, have you guys picked a strong side? Are you resting players? Well, we've got Patterson in goal, Hume, Meffam, 09, Sirkin, Neil, Rigg, Job, Roberts, Lefay, Mayenda. I think that's quite a strong side. He's got to give the strong side a run out, because they need to get the engines warm, basically. That's what they need to do. The intensity's not going to be there, because why would you? Why would they tend to be there?
Yeah.
And I don't expect them to go hell for leather, risking leg breaking tackles and stuff. Michael Taylor, good to see you. He says, good morning from Brasilia, lads. He says, thanks for your dedication and stream this season. Hoping to finish on a high. Thank you. Kingfisher, good to see you. He says, we need a good performance today. Please like and subscribe. Tricia says, I agree, Richie, about Isidore. And D Hall's put the team news up, and I am going to pin that to the top so you can see the team news as you can see as the match goes on. It says Folly says Edwards, Frey and Chair are your only threats today. Our defence is pretty young. Good player, Chair. They've always rated Chair. What's your feeling about today, Richie?
It's like I said, to coverage, I just want to see a little bit of improvement and a bit more effort. Playing on a bit more of the front foot. I don't want to see we're sitting back anymore, and it's not. And if we take the lead, I don't want to see us sitting back again. But yeah, just an improved performance, Kabby, and a nice one to finish off this season would be ideal. Like,
Aye, I'll take that one.
just thinking as well, when Mundle comes back, looking at the subs bench, I'm just wondering who might drop out. Because it's either going to be Tommy Watson or the young lad Harrison Jones that's probably going to drop out of that. But apparently Mundle is going to be fit for the playoffs. According to Reggie's little pre-match conference that he said yesterday. So that's always a bonus because, you know what I mean, he might be back to full fitness for the second leg, and then if he's there for the final. So well, I think we've got a lot of positives to take because I think he's done a good job with resting the players. I can see his plan now. You know what I mean? He wanted a fully fit squad. It's just like, we're kind of got into his playoffs on another loss and even a draw today. And I don't want to be disrespectful to QPR, but we should comfortably beat these today. Like, you know what I mean? I think it should be.
Yeah, I'd take that. I'd take that without a doubt. I'm just logging into Facebook at the minute. It's annoying that yours all of a sudden you just get kicked out of Facebook and then you got to put your password and stuff back in. Timing as usual always stinks. 369. Honestly, I've been in Facebook for absolutely months. And right on match day, it's asking me to log in again. But I'm back in. Timing, as always, is perfect. So bear with me a second if there's any pauses. I'm just I've got 10 screens to keep an eye on today. See, I don't bother listening to the press conferences and things like that when these matches mean out. I'm just going with the flow. I'm going to read some of the comments what people think about the lineup today. Paul says, Rig, surely I would have had Brown alongside Neil Roberts on the right. It says Lefay on the left and Job through the centre. David says, for me, Lefay should be in his preferred position to get the best out of him. Kyle says, Rig in the middle or Lefay looks to me. Lefay is out on the wing until Mundle is fit. Anthony says, I think this is as good as we can put out right now. So hopefully they'll put on a performance and we can at least take a winning mentality into the playoffs. Fairly positive stuff.
Billions of pounds coming to the club.
From the
He's not going to move Lefay off that left until Mundle's back. Lefay's going to be playing there, which is a bonus because then we've got Chris Rigg on the pitch as well, and you know what he's like. You know what I mean? If he's on his game, he is quality Chris Rigg. Like,
oh, well, they all are. Thanks for the subscriber. Thank you very much. I just need 1,000. 100 and I think 75 subscribers to get 4,000, which would be massive.
we can achieve that one, Kabby.
Hard
Yeah,
work. Will he play Watson in the playoffs? Hope not, says Simon. I don't know. It's a funny one, that, isn't it? And Foley says, I think you will beat us today. I'm saying 2-1 to you, but we're about to lose Marty, our manager, so our players' heads might not be in the game. And Simon says, I think we should pair MACKEM and Ballard for the playoffs, dropping 0-9.
Going to the theatre in Sunderland is not natural. Sort of, the demographic doesn't suggest that.
I can see his point of view there, like, but
the musicals and so Nicky sort of.
in just my opinion, I think Hugo 9's undroppable at the minute. I think he's just a. I've just been impressed with him. You know what I mean? He's done really well this season. You know what I mean? He's got himself stuck in. The thing is with 09 is he makes those challenges that you don't expect them to get. You know what I mean? And he is there. You know what I mean? When we need him, but I think he's going to keep that partnership. And I think the only way Ballard might come back in is if there's an injury or a little bit of tiredness, maybe to MACKEM or 09.
Absolutely.
Or if, like, say the likes of like Pregame or certain get a little bit of a knock, then that's maybe when they'll move 09 to the fullback positions and bring Ballard on. Which is a shame. I mean, because Ballard is like I keep saying it, he is a Rolls Royce defender in the Championship. He is quality, but we also need players on the bench to come off that bench as well. We need a bit of quality on there, so it's a shame, really, like, but I think it just is what it is with the back four at the minute.
It is indeed, Richie. Happy lunchtime kickoff, Kabby, says Susie. Thank you. I'm just going to grab a little bite to eat, a little snack, Rich. You can have a crack on with the people in the chat if you want. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Go for it. Yeah.
It's basically, if you love your club and you love your city, come and see it.
I mean, Sunderland fans, I know will at times say it's pantomime watching Sunderland.
So then, how's everybody feeling about today? What's your score predictions? Who would you like to see getting on the score sheet today, or who would you hope that's going to put in a good performance today? Like I'm saying to Kabby, I just want to see an improved performance. I don't know how everybody else feels out there. I'm sure you do. But what do you think the scores are going to be today, and who do you think will get on the score sheet?
Yes, it's a fictional family, but the history of the club, the story of the club, the emotions are real, and that's all we can do is.
I hate these early kickoffs. I don't know about anybody else, but it just doesn't feel right kicking off at 12:30 when we're normally used to sort of like 3 p.m, 5 p.m. kickoffs or whatever it is. Time it takes you just a little bit to get going, doesn't it? Like, but,
you know what I mean? And come with us, enjoy it. Like, you will laugh, you will cry. You know, everyone will have different.
So Michael, you're going 2-0. Will the Fate score? Yeah, I'd love to see the Fate go. Sorry, the Fate to score again. The score sheet would be nice. I don't think the Fate might play the full game today. I can see Tommy Watson maybe coming on the second half just to give him a bit of rest. But yeah, it'd be nice to see the Fate on the score sheet. Hello, Dan, mate. You're from Thailand, are you, buddy? Sunderland win 2-0. My ender double. That'll be class if my ender gets on the score sheet today. Plenty of confidence for him as well. I think he's going to be our main sort of talisman going into the playoffs, isn't he? Kingfisher, you're going for a draw today. Just want a good performance and clean sheet. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, mate. Good performance today, a little bit more passion, isn't it? And a clean sheet would do the world of good for Pato and the defence as well. So yeah, I'll take that one. Simon, you're going to see. Sorry, I'd like to see Rigg do something today. Scoreline 1-1. Yeah, Chris Rigg, he has been quiet, hasn't he? But with Chris Rigg, you know what I mean. He's got plenty of flair as well, so he can do the unexpected as well when we need him. You know what I mean. So nice to see Riggy get on the score sheet as well.
The thought of that terrifies me, actually.
Jerry, I'd like to see Roberts turn it on, show what he's made of, get on the score sheet. Yeah, Roberts, again, he's been another one. In the last game against Oxford, like everybody else on the pitch, he was absolutely abysmal, but I think we all know what Patrick Roberts can do and what he can bring. He's a you know, on his day, he can turn those defences inside out as well. So another good showing from Roberts would be great. Hello, Trisha, mate. I hope you're well. I'm hoping the lads win today and put out a good match for the fans. Yeah, exactly, Trisha. That's all we want. We just want a good performance. Just be a nice send off. I mean, it's the last home game of the season for the games. You know what I mean? I know we've got another home game on the Tuesday in the playoffs. But it's the last game of the season, so it would be nice just to give the fans a little bit of hope as well, wouldn't it? Hello, Ryan, mate. So you're going. Is that 1-0 you're going for, mate? I mean, I'll take a 1-0 today. Definitely. I think I just want to see we're back to where we were at the start of the season, because that's when we were dominating, and you know, we were a team that a lot of other teams, and you know, were a bit worried about playing. So if we can get back to that form at the start of the season, I'll be over the moon with that.
Yeah, well, this time I'll be doing a different song from the show. Right. So I'm going to do.
As long as we don't concede 5 again, I'll be happy. It was embarrassing against Burnley. Oh, you're the QPR fan. Yeah, mate. Right, so it was Burnley beat you 5-0. I mean, I wouldn't be too harsh on yourself at the end of the day. Burnley and what they are, you know what I mean? The promoted has been one of the, well, if not the best team in the Championship this season, the lead. So I wouldn't take that one too much to heart and say it was embarrassing. It's just one of them games, I think, you know what I mean? Trisha, I'm fine. Richie, thanks. Hope you're good too. Yeah, Trisha, I'm really good. Been a little bit poorly this week. I was telling Kabby I've had a bit of a stomach flu since Wednesday, so without going into too much detail, it's just been an unpleasant past 3 days. I've been really, really fatigued as well, so it's just one of those things. I mean, I think I've just caught it from my son because he was poorly as well, and I think it's just going around the school. So when you've got kids and things like that, it's inevitable that you're going to pick things up, isn't it? So, but yeah, it just feels to me today. I mean, that's it. It's the last game of the season, and this. I think it's been a bit of a roller coaster season so far. I mean, we've had some absolutely fantastic games, and we've had obviously the lows that we've experienced these past few weeks. But that's what comes with supporting Sunderland, doesn't it? We've got to take the good with the bad. But I just think that, you know, the reason why I get a little bit sort of like upset and a bit uptight sometimes about Sunderland and the way we perform is it's just this opportunity we've got right now. You know what I mean? Excuse me, since we got relegated from the Premier League, we've just had. It's just been all bad, really, hasn't it? You know what I mean? It's been really, really hard as fans to sort of like see the team. You know, sort of like a mid-table, lower table sort of like side that we were in the Premier League. Yeah, but you know what I mean? A few times we've gone in the top half and we stayed there and we finished there as well. But to see what drop from where we did and from what team that we had. I mean, we had absolutely unbelievable team when we dropped out the Premier League. Just going back to the name of few, I mean, we had Coney, we had Kabby as the centre halves, an absolute monster pair at the back. Then we had the likes of Wabi Krasri, Fabio Barini, you know, we had Catamo, my favourite player ever, Seb Larson. So I loved Seb Larson, especially obviously when we're getting these set pieces, corners and free kicks and things. He was amazing. Colin, he's just gone to get something to eat, but he says he'll only be a few minutes, so I'm just chatting away to you. So anyway, you know, the fall from where we were to go down and go down and go down, and you know, obviously what happened to League One, it was really hard, and
power strike as well.
We've got ourselves back to a position now where we can become a Premier League team again. Like I said before, we are, without being deluded in this, I think that's where we belong in the Premier League. We've just had a massive few issues these past years, but I really, really want to see us take this opportunity. You know what I mean? If we don't get promoted, we don't get promoted. It is what it is at the end of the day, but I just want to see we have a good go at it. You know what I mean? I just want to see us just put everything out there.
I don't want to highlight
And just have a go.
many points about
Because
the game because it was a different story, and
I can't see,
but it wasn't.
you know, I mean, I might be proved wrong, but if we don't go up this season, I can't see we're getting another great chance like we are now. You know what I mean? Cementing fourth, having a bit of sort of like relaxing time towards the end of the season, let the lads sort of like rotate, get, you know, build up fitness, rest the players, whatever it is. We've had a luxury in that. And I just think the team that we've got, I mean, we've got some absolutely fantastic players, which we could potentially lose next season, like some sort of like Job and Trey Hume, and you know what I mean, Lefay and Meffam, and we've got quality, and we can just build on that. But promotion is the main goal here. Like I say, as long as we just put everything out there on the pitch and just show that we are trying, and I'll be very happy with that. I don't know how everybody else feels about that. But yes, Kingfisher, like and subscribe. Yep, hit that like button and subscribe. It's absolutely free and it all helps Kabby out.
The training camp was really good, so it means that the negative emotions were behind us, and now we wanted to build something new. And,
looking at the other teams today, I mean, how does everybody in the chat feel? Who do you think is going to get the final two playoff positions today? I mean, there's some tasty ties, Sheffield United and Blackburn. That's going to be, whether you like it or not, it's going to be a difficult game. Sheffield United being at home for Blackburn. Coventry and Borough's the one. I think if Coventry win that game, I think Coventry are going to get a position. Millwall's obviously got a tough game away against Burnley. And then you've got Bristol City and Preston. You would fancy Bristol City to beat Preston, but we'll have to see what happens there. Like, so.
Cheers for holding the fort, Richie. There, I've just had a lovely egg sandwich with tomato ketchup.
Oh, nice, mate. Oh yeah, I've just been chatting.
I've been doing a good job. Thank you as always. I just need to. My brain needs fed. So I kind of concentrate.
Interesting, Michael. So Michael's put in the chat, I don't think we'll turn up today again, and the playoffs would be too much for them. I mean, why do you think that, Michael? Why do you think the playoffs might be too much? Do you not think we've got a strong enough team, or what is it that's worrying you about the playoffs? I've seen a few people say that as well this week, Kabby, that they just don't think that we're going to be able to manage in the playoffs, but I think we've got a good enough squad and a good enough team to do it. It's just, you know, getting it put together, but
we don't know.
Oh dear.
The scenario the opponent will have, and it's better if we.
Yeah, thanks for Richie. Rooster. How are you doing, Rooster? Good to see you, mate. Colin Major, Richie first, Kabby. I'm getting something to eat. Seen you popped and seen Big Davey. You visited Davey the other day. You both looked well on the pictures I seen, mate. Hello, Ken.
How's he doing, Davey? Now is he feeling a bit better? Is he?
He's sitting up. He's at home and he's just taking things easy.
Right.
I mean, that's one thing you cannot do is when Sunderland's playing, is take things easy. So he's probably just chilling out.
Yeah. Well, if you are watching today, Davey, I'm not sure whether you are, but I hope you're obviously on the mend, buddy, and it'll be great to hear you again.
Absolutely. I've got a new subscriber. Thank you very much for that. Cheers for letting us know, Trisha. Kyle Q says, I mate, love the streams. David Green says, 3-0 Sunderland, Lefay, Meander and Rigsy. Janet, morning, Kabby and Mitchie. Good morning. It's another lovely day up here, like.
Yes, aye. Sun's out. Just looking at the pre-match here. It's a nice sunny day over in Sunderland as well.
I didn't get up till late. My daughter always gets up about 7:30. I was and I give her a breakfast, a toast and that. And I got back upstairs to bed and I zonked out for a couple of hours, just been such a busy week. Like I said, been to Edinburgh. I've been all over. Been to Ayr. Absolutely all over the place. So Wife was at work.
Yeah, aye, man.
I went back to bed. I needed tea, like.
We
And Richie,
not,
like I
man?
say,
close to our best shape, I think. Best.
has been suffering from the trots.
Obviously,
so
at the
so
moment,
Aye.
it would be something different.
the reason why you feel weak is because
With
you're getting rid of all your nutrients
fans, we want
as well. So that's why
Yeah.
you feel weak. So you need to get your vitamins down your neck and drink loads of fluids.
and
Whether that's
That's what
beer
I've
or
been
not.
saying, mate.
the week before.
No.
Sport, it was tough for
The lad's coming out now.
some players were good. So
Kyle Curry says, will you do a stream with Mad Mackem? Do you mean Mad Mistake, Kyle?
we are in a good place, and I think our players
Brownie says, morning, afternoon, everyone. Good to see you. He says, how well 2-0 to the lads. Let's get back to winning. Get well, Davey. Thinking about you, says Trisha. Great minds think alike, Cabby, says Colin Major. Egg sarnie with tomato ketchup. Oh, they're bloody lovely. Do you know what's good about an egg sarnie as well? The fact like they're so easy to make. Takes seconds to
Oh,
do.
yeah, aye.
But I don't know if I'm just...
Next on him, mate.
You know. I don't know whether it's just me, but I can't concentrate if I'm hungry. I cannot do anything on Facebook.
Yeah.
I can't. People say it's a physical thing, but with me, it's mental as well. It's like I can't do anything mental if I'm hungry. I can't concentrate. It's weird, isn't it?
Because that's all you can think about is food.
I know. You're on about the Mad Mistake. I think Mad Mistake's far too busy on his own, to be quite honest with you. And I'll just mute the commentary at the minute because of the fact that the music's playing.
Jack Colback, I forgot about him. Yeah,
I know.
he gets about him, like, doesn't he?
I know. Please no Mad Mistake collaboration, says Brownie. He's alright, Mad Mistake. He's a good lad, but I mean, Terry, like he's busy enough doing his own thing. He works with SAFC Fan TV, which he's best mates, I think, with Philly. I have met him a couple of times. I'm sure we will do the odd video in the future. But he's a very busy lad as well as he works full time. Colin says, "Oh, where Davey, man, them ducks are missing you. Chase them. Get well, mate."
Passing all our love on to you, George. And it's impossible numbers to read. And the referee is all
I haven't got any commentary.
Backhouse from Cumbria. He was in charge of the 0-0 draw at Turf Moor.
So the one of the other with these streams, you either get a good video stream, poor audio quality, or you get mint audio on the stream.
You know that.
Rangers, Elias Chair gets the game underway this afternoon.
I've got near commentary today.
Queen's Park Rangers are defending the Roker end. As we look down from the back of the West
I need to get the scoreboard up here.
Sunderland in their red and white.
See how many minutes has been played. A lot of people
Patterson in green.
really think that is important on the channel, so I'll
Queen's
get that
Park
put up
Rangers
right now.
keeper, not the former Eagles singer. He's in light blue away to our right. The sun is shining. It's a bright sunny afternoon. It's cold out of the sun, I can assure you of that, as a cross is swung in over the Sunderland penalty area from the right hand side, but it drops to Patrick Roberts here to clear.
Back in a second, Rich.
For Sunderland out to
Yeah, no problem.
Slips it inside to Joe. Shows a nice touch to take it away from Karamoko Dembele, who's on loan from Brest, the former Celtic midfielder. And then it's played across to Dennis Sirkin on the halfway line on the left-hand side. Already there's a sense of urgency about the way Sunderland are pushing the ball around. Lefay has played it back to Luke O'Nien, who's driven this wide onto the right wing, looking for Patrick Roberts on the right-hand side, down in the corner almost. And Roberts now, behind him is Trey Hume, who drives the ball into the penalty area. It comes back out to Jobe. His shot is blocked at the edge of the penalty area. Offside. And eventually a flag is up for offside against Sunderland.
It's going to be interesting because Jack Colback, by what I see, looks like he's playing left back.
He could well be. I think you're right. I mean, he's certainly on this left-sided left back position.
But there's so much editing to do on this. This thing, it's unreal. Like, it's worth it though.
For a bit of instruction from the two caretaker coaches, Kevin Betsy, the Seychelles
Should have done this
international, former
beforehand.
international,
One,
and
five.
Javi Khan, 43-year-old Spaniard. They're both discussing the game. Kevin Betsy in his shorts.
Has he got a
t-shirt on? Yeah, short sleeves.
I bet he'll put a jacket on soon.
Anthony Patterson is always in his short sleeve goalkeeping top. Free kick to Sunderland in the middle of the Sunderland half, and it's just tapped short to Trey Hume. Hume down the right.
Honestly, you've got to be tech savvy doing all this. People think when you're a YouTuber, it's a doddle, and you've got to just chit and chat and stuff. It's not. It's just loads constantly editing to do, and but it's good
got in front, but Meander's so strong, he took the ball on, but
and there we go. There's the clock up. You can see what's got.
It was Liam Morrison who made the challenge.
So as you can see below, we have the latest scores of the other games.
No.
And I'm sure Richie will give us an update on the
mainly because he wasn't on the pitch.
On the league tables, because I've not got room to put them on at the minute.
I know exactly what you mean.
Didn't give you that.
He doesn't give you that. And I think, like many, I think people prefer Meander to Isidore.
I think I'm 2 minutes behind you, Kabby. It was normal.
David Green, have a great game, y'all. Yeah, so I'd say liver and onion pizza Kabby will be knackered.
Sunderland half.
Brownie says, Terry far too negative for me. I had to stop watching him. James SAFC, ready to go. How you doing, James? Martin Lewins, good to see you. He says, hello lads, give us something to hang our hopes on for the playoffs. Hoping for a strong performance and a solid first 11 for Wembley. Come on. Michael says, every time the fans are asked to turn up, the players don't. Look back in history, it's continues repeating itself, and it's not for the playoffs.
Central midfield.
Chairs. Lots of empty seats there, here, mine.
Yeah, because he's not the biggest in the world. He's quite easily identifiable.
The 12:30 kick-off, there's nothing to play for, and not being nasty, but we haven't been playing really well, have we?
No. No, but still, it's the final league game of the season, and now we've got another one in the playoffs. But you would have thought the majority of the season ticket holders would have been there.
Defender, and the break down the right to the back of the penalty area here, and a goal early on. Queen's Park Rangers
have scored already. My God!
From the penalty spot, the ball just smashed into the roof of the net. Sunderland will easily opened up there. And
talk about starting where we finished off. My God!
The Dane
has
given Queen's Park Rangers the lead in just the 5th minute.
I think I'm just seeing the attack now.
Break down the right side.
Nicholas Madsen
pulled it back to the edge of the box, and there he was to finish. Then it was caught Sunderland bit cold.
Are you behind, Richie? Are you?
Opened
2 minutes behind you, mate. Yeah, I'm always 2 minutes behind you.
Penalty area, and just to the right of the penalty spot, Madsen smashed it home. Queen's Park Rangers one up early in the game, plenty of time to get back into it.
But there's nothing to get back into, though, is there, Richie? That's the thing. That's what I keep saying.
They have the lead, waiting for the restart.
Game on.
Yeah, I know.
Very much so. Ball comes back to Anthony Patterson.
Oh dear, it never rains for a pause, doesn't it?
Up to the halfway line.
He was just saying there's a lot of empty seats.
Work it away down that side.
What defender.
Throw.
What is Chris Meffam and Luke O'Neill doing there, man? They've let him stand in the middle of the box.
Just Madsen's 3rd goal of the season.
That's appalling.
Scored since October.
It's just.
Well, he's just rectified that.
Sick.
Sunderland 0, Queen's Park Rangers.
You can't. You just can't make it up, can you?
7th minute.
You just can't make it up.
And Sirkin gets the ball on the left, just outside the penalty area.
Have a look at this again.
He tries to square it in the middle, trying to dig it out. Well, the player's gone down. Dan Neal, I think.
Knee body picked them up.
He's not seen anything wrong in the challenge.
Ball comes in from the right.
I know. It was just dreadful.
Now Dembele goes down, but the referee says, "Let's get up." There's no foul. And the ball comes away down the left.
It's hard to say who was at fault, really, but maybe Chris Meffam didn't close him down.
We're on the beach, Richie. We're on the beach.
It through to Dan Neal at the edge of the penalty area, and Dan now down the left of the box to Lefebvre.
5 minutes into the game, and 6 minutes into the game. What's
Queen's Park
happened?
Rangers. And Dan
Comments on
Neil seems to be
social
playing
media.
higher
Luke says it gets better every
in
week.
midfield.
Dominic says
He's
seen
asking for
enough
the
in
ball
that
again,
5 minutes.
Neil.
Not one
Here
player
comes
apart
to
from
Sirkin.
Mienda can be
Sirkin's
bothered.
shot is blocked. Will roll out to Job. who
Robbie says
taps
too
into
easy,
Lefay,
man.
and he
Graham says this
swings it into
team
the penalty
is a
area,
joke.
and
They
it's come
don't
down
want to
for
win
Mienda,
anymore.
who forces a save from the goalkeeper, and it's a corner.
We are flying,
to
says
Sunderland.
Scott.
Good reaction by Sunderland.
It's early days. It's early days. I mean,
Mienda did well to get hold of the ball there, that tight angle, and get the shot.
whether you like it or not,
Walsh.
the get out clause for Sunderland is they've now
So
to play
the
for, and
first
that's what's going
corner
to get Sunderland out of jail every single time.
For either side.
Folly
from
says
the left-hand side,
wasn't
the
expecting
Roker
that.
end. Queen's Park
You
Rangers
can
leading
expect anything with
1-0.
Sunderland, mate. But you're in the lead.
Swung in by Lefay.
Bonk says, I wish
and,
I was on the beach.
Headed behind, was it, by
Yeah, corner.
defender at the far post,
Yeah,
another
you
corner. West
Alt
Bromwich
Ending's
Albion
latest
1,
video was
Luton
very
0.
interesting.
Luton
Oh,
in
regarding our drop in form.
perilous position.
Patrick Roberts
Well-
nearly fell over the referee. That's what I was laughing about.
Luton currently a point
There's a long way to
above
go.
Hull, who are third bottom, but trailing to West Bromwich Albion. So Lefay will take this corner again, this time from the right, and it towards the near post.
Richie,
Headed
do you
away,
put this drop in
by
form
Queen's
just
Park
because
Rangers.
the fact
Back
we've
it comes in,
qualified
and
for the
Luke
playoffs?
O'Nien basically takes Joe Walsh out of the game. And
Yeah,
it's
but
penalised
like,
for it.
I think there's a lot more to it than just that. I think
To
it's
Queen's Park Rangers.
the team hasn't played together for how many games?
No,
You know what I
is
mean? The
that,
first team hasn't played together. It's been
Is
mix
that
and match
Fry who's
every
on the
single
penalty
week.
spot at the moment?
I just think his tactics are a little bit negative as well. Like,
No, Fry's the one up front.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Up in the centre circle, alongside.
but yeah, of course he is.
jogging
You know what I mean? The player's not going to go out there and give it hell for that, are they? They've probably been
Fry.
told not to either as well.
Swiss strikers headed on by Chair. It's headed away
Sack
again by
Labrie,
Mepham.
says John Morgan.
Headed back, looking for Fry.
Afternoon,
It's come
Cabby and
down to
Richie.
Chair,
Speakman needs to
and
go
his
this summer,
shot
says
from
Richie.
25 yards.
Tal Q
sails
says if we get
well
Coventry
wide.
first, they're hammering us. Like, I think any team in this division will hammer us
1-0
in the
still to
playoffs.
Queen's
So
Park
going
Rangers.
on form. Bongs,
We're bottom of
yeah.
the table for form, man.
I know.
BBC Radio Newcastle. We've got full commentary tomorrow afternoon of Brighton, Newcastle, 1 o'clock build up, 2 o'clock kick off.
Winning
We've got full
brings
commentary on
confidence, says Kyle.
Monday afternoon of Gateshead's crucial, critical game against Southend United in the
Recorded
National
on Earth,
League.
good
Here's
to see you. It says
Queen's Park Rangers again on the left.
whether
Chair to
either we've
Fry,
been
and
sussed
the
out or we're
Swiss
saving
tries
our
to knock it on
energy.
again for
You've got to say you're
Elias
saving
Chair,
energy.
the
That's all you can
Moroccan.
say.
It's put out for a throw to Queen's Park Rangers on this left
What
hand
else
side.
can you
Jack
do?
Colback is coming down to take this, but before he can do so, Chair's taking it. Back here almost
But
onto
my
the
God, there's going to be
halfway
some
line.
backlash
Ashby
if we are this bad in the playoffs.
pushes the ball
My
out
God,
aye.
will there?
left to, I think that's Madsen. Comes
Thanks for the
back
3
to
subscribers. Thank you very much on this
Morrison,
last game of the
Dunn
season.
to
Thank
his
you.
right, Jimmy Dunn, the Republic of Ireland international now since he got 1 cap in the Nations League against Bulgaria. West Brom 1, Luton 1.
And as you can
Luton
see,
just
there's
keeping
no
their
goals
noses
in
above
the
bottom
teams
3
around us
at the
regarding
moment.
who we could be playing
Has
in the
ball
playoffs
now
yet.
with Hume, tackled by Colback. It's a throw to Queen's Park Rangers on this left-hand side, just on halfway. Colback takes this throw back to Ashby. Ashby pushing it out into midfield, where it's played out to Chair.
I tell you what,
wide on the
Richie,
left, but
if
Mepham
this really is
intercepts as they
our
try
bad
to find
performance, I can't
Fry
see them
in
being many
middle
people
to
in the
Rigg.
a big
Rigg
attendance
now
for the playoffs. Can
just
you?
pushes it behind
The fans
him
are that
to
downbeat.
Job, and then to O'Nien on the halfway line, left of the centre circle, into the centre circle.
No, Kenneth, I know the
wide here to Hume.
tickets went on sale. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday this week for the second game, and they haven't sold out at all. I think they've only sold something like 16,000 tickets so far.
In the centre circle, to the
So
left,
if this,
O'Nien,
if
Sirkin's
things
on the
stand
top
as they
side.
are, and
O'Nien
if
comes back,
every result
plays
finished the way
across
it
to Trey
was,
Hume, just to the right of the centre circle.
Sunderland will be playing
Through the
Bristol
middle to
City,
Job.
and Sheffield
Job now through
United
to
will be
Mienda
playing
in the
Coventry.
middle. Mienda laying it off to Lefay at the edge of the
Yeah.
area, but his contact was poor, and it sails high up and over into the Roker end.
The fee's looking quite good on that left-hand side, apart from Harley's just put
A
in the
rare
box like.
poor touch from Lefay.
Folly says we're playing well today. You've had a good start. Trisha, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe. Pato Pato says John. Kyle Q says Mua is better than Pato as well. Smash the like button. Cheers, Simon. Can someone relegate Speakman?
Taking their time.
Rich, I'm just looking at the team, and there we are. We've got a goal, as you can see there. We've got Burnley 0, Millwall 1. So that changes things again, I think. Let's have a look.
He's taken it into the Queen's Park Rangers half, played it out to Lefay on the left
It
wing.
means Sunderland will be playing Millwall in the playoffs. As things currently stand, former Sunderland manager Alex Neil, they will be playing Sunderland, and Coventry will be out the playoffs.
Drops for Lefay in the penalty area. His shot is headed away. It was Ashby who got it clear. The keeper got nowhere near it. Harrison Ashby headed it away. It's played back in, and Walsh managed.
We did say though a few weeks ago. Remember when we done the when we done the prediction, we did say Millwall, didn't we?
The goalkeeper's made what, 3 or 4 saves already?
Yeah. Burnley 0, Millwall 1. Now that could be a cat amongst the pigeons.
Already said that, Nick. I'm ahead of you.
Sunderland corner from the right-hand side.
And Burnley have just equalised. Talk about being quick off the mark. My goodness.
This afternoon, it was O'Nien's shot.
So that's just within minutes.
It's put behind, but
so it's back to Sunderland against Bristol City, who will be playing each other in the playoffs.
It's a goal kick to Queen's Park
so
Rangers.
Millwall, Burnley is saying, have some of that.
By a goal to 0.
It's always going to be a hard game.
So Coventry are back in the playoffs. Millwall are out the playoffs at the moment.
Into the playoffs, winning at Burnley at the moment. Millwall are the team just outside the playoffs. Their goal difference is the worst. As it stands, Colin's been doing the maths. Sunderland would play Millwall. Villa.
Millwall are dangerous, they are. Do you know what, Folly? Everyone's dangerous in this Premier League. It's true how anybody can beat anyone in this league. It's just one of those leagues. It certainly is.
It's played down to Morrison.
It's a ruthless league, the Championship.
Jimmy Dunn wide, puts it out.
It's near prisoners.
And throw to Sunderland. Norwich 1, Cardiff 0. Cardiff already down. Norwich playing the season out. Lefay plays the ball back onto the halfway line. Mepham in the middle. He played it through to Job.
Cheers for the 36
Burnley
likes.
1,
Let's
Millwall 1, and
see if we can get to 100 likes,
I can see
please.
the
hit the
cogs
subscribe
turning
button
already
if
as
you are new.
works out what that means. The ball now back out with Queen's Park Rangers on the left. They clear it down to the halfway line, where O'Nien gets there ahead of Michael Fry, plays it back.
I was
to
want to look. Yeah,
Patterson.
John Morgan says this team will be relegated next year. Too easy to play against. Well, current form stays that, yeah. Stephen Jones says we are anything but dangerous. Once again on current form, yeah.
Currently Bristol City, the team that Sunderland.
Kyle says I would rather play Millwall and Coventry. You want Richie?
Minutes into this afternoon's game.
Same, we're conceding an early goal, but we can't let that dampen work at the minute, because it looks like we're playing some okay football at the minute. We're pressing on the front foot again, which is really nice to see.
You feel?
We are.
They're playing, well, they're certainly playing 100 times better than they did at Oxford last week. Here's Mepham, Hume.
What's Sunderland's financial situation like, says Foley?
Holds it along the halfway line
Not
to
too
Luke
bad.
O'Nien. He floats
Good
it
enough
up
to get
down
out
the left
the
of penalty area to
championship,
Dan
I'd say.
Neal, who brings
If
it
they splash
down
it.
on the
It's very
touchline.
well.
He's having to
It'd be
battle
much
to keep
better
hold
if
of
we
it.
get out the
Tries
championship.
to work it into Sirkin, who's
Absolutely.
got hold of it on the touchline.
Simon
plays it
says
back to Lefay,
Colbeck could be
couldn't
sent off
control
today.
it. And it's gone out for a throw to Queen's Park Rangers.
He's playing at left back today, Colbeck.
Interesting, the Dan Neal
Is he?
playing further forwards.
Yeah.
Kingfisher says we've got one of the lowest wage caps.
He's dropped back, hasn't he?
We do, yeah.
Regis Lebreaston talking about Job yesterday, referred to him as
199 people watching. Hello everybody on this Saturday
this afternoon.
early afternoon.
As a ball played right across the face of Mayenda. Couldn't quite make contact
Colback
with it
gets
at the
stuck
edge
in
of
for
the
sure.
Queen's
He
Park
wasn't a bad
Rangers
player for Sunderland.
penalty area.
He scored that cracking
Here's
goal
Joe
at St James's Park.
intercepting on the halfway line for Dan Neil, but Queen's Park Rangers win it back, and it's played on down the right-hand side into the penalty area. Fry is tackled by Mepham.
Excellent.
A very good tackle. It's played out to O'Nien. He's played it out for a throw to Queen's Park Rangers on the right-hand side.
The conservatory door's quite warm in here.
Queen's Park Rangers then in their blue and white hoops, leading 1-0. We're in the 18th minute. It's come back to
Ryan Jones says, while the
Dunn,
club's debt has steadily grown
now
during the tenure of
Morrison
Krillu and
in the
Dreyfus
middle,
and Satori, this
played
has
out
previously
again on
been
the right-hand
internal
side.
debt
I'm assuming
to
that's
their
Ronnie
holding
Edwards, who's on
company.
loan from
And he also says this does
Southampton.
not incur
Here
any
on the
interest costs to the
right-hand
club.
side.
As most recent accounts, the
into
debt
the
has grown
centre then.
to 19 million. Concerning that, isn't it?
To the
It is like.
right back into the
Cheers,
middle.
Trisha. Thank you.
Colback from Ashby. Colback back to
You're listening
Harrison
to
Ashby.
Richie and the
Ashby
MACKEM
swings it
Cabby
over to
here
the
on the
right
live
wing.
football
back down
special.
to
Sunderland
Dunn.
last game of the
Done
season.
now. Well, it's played in
Oh,
a few
will
yards
be
forwards and then out to the
entertaining
right
QPR,
wing.
and at the minute the
Queen's
lead
Park
1-0.
take
The
it
Sunderland fans
down
didn't even get
that,
sat on the seat with a Bovril and they
touch
scored.
line before a tackle that takes the ball
Again,
out
no.
off Sirkin
Richie
for a
just
Queen's
said there's a
Park
lot of empty
Rangers
seats
No.
here, and then they went 1-0 up.
throw. Norwich
Yeah.
2-0 up, Cardiff down to 10 men.
We can't lose today, man, Kabby, man. We just cannot. We
Queen's Park
cannot
Rangers on
lose
the
this game
halfway
today.
Five
Back to
defeats on
Still
the
in the
bounce,
sort of
Richie.
cost-
wide on the left is Chair.
Aye, exactly,
Ashby
mate.
has it at
Exactly.
the back of the
Not acceptable, is
centre
it?
circle. Behind him is Liam Morrison. And
Like I
out
said
wide
before, no
again.
disrespect to
up to the
QPR,
halfway line,
but we
Dembele
should be beating
is
teams
forced
like
back,
these.
Dunn slips it to Colback.
That's
and
shocking folly, that,
here
isn't it?
now is
Cheers,
Ashby
Kingfisher.
again.
Simon says Hull 1-0 up.
Portsmouth 0, Hull 1.
Ben Robbo says, how are the lads? Good to see you, mate.
Currently third
Gotta
bottom,
go
but
to him, you
that
gotta go to
moves
him.
around as Queen's Park Rangers now break
go
into the
to
penalty area again. The ball played through the 6-yard box. I'm not sure whether that was a shot or a cross
We were lucky
from
there.
Dembele, because I think he'll feel that he should.
When teams seem to get into our box, Kabby, I don't know if you've noticed it yourself over the
Wide
past
open
few
again
games,
from
they seem to
midfield.
panic.
It's down that right side, or Sunderland left, you want to look at it that way.
Plymouth 1, Leeds United 0.
And here's O'Nien now on
Oh,
the
that's a hell of a result
edge
for
of
them,
the
mate.
Sunderland penalty area.
I'm going to have a look at the league table again and see
Back
what
to
that does.
Patterson,
So,
who
as
taps
things
it out
stand,
to
Burnley
O'Nien.
will be champions.
Wide, then to Sirkin on the
But they're
left wing.
drawn.
He drives it up. That's just swept past Dan
And
Neil.
Sunderland will be
Comes
currently
back to
playing
Joe
Bristol
Walsh at the
City,
edge
and
of the
Sheffield United will be playing
Queen's Park
Coventry
Rangers
City as
penalty
things
area, the
stand
23-year-old
at the moment.
keeper. Out through
Yeah,
Ashby,
Norwich
through the
2-0
middle.
up. Good
comes
day,
back
Mac and Mike.
again
How you
to
doing?
Pressure on
Walsh.
it,
Meyenda's trying to put
It's
pressure
painful
on
being
the
a Sunderland fan,
goalkeeper.
says Kingfisher.
Made it to Morrison out
Ryan
wide to-
Jones says,
to
especially when
Painful.
we
on the far
used
side.
to be one of the few clubs that had no
Plymouth
debt. I
1,
know.
Leeds 0. An own
Genuine
goal.
question: has the team ever went into the
That
playoffs
was at
with
Home
worse
Park.
form than us?
Is
Says James.
Ashby again on the left down to
I don't know.
Chair. Still inside the Queen's Park Rangers half. Colback drives it down in front of Kevin Betsy.
It's a strange
out.
one.
Right,
Isn't
it's
it?
like Southampton.
Madsen
They lost a
scored
few
the only
games at
goal
the
of
end of the
the game
season. I'm
so
sure there's
far,
other
the
teams that have done the
fifth
same
minute.
thing as us and gone up.
Throw to Sunderland on the right-hand side. Drops to Joe.
I'm not going to judge
Chair
Sunderland
tries
until
to
the
get it off him.
playoffs.
He plays it back to
I'm not
Sirkin,
judging
who's
from these
closed
games at the
down
minute. And if we
on
do
that
lose
right-hand
today, yes,
side
it doesn't look good. 5
by-
defeats on the
is it
out on the
Varane?
bounce.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep on saying this: why gan hell for
Varane.
leather and get 2 or 3 injuries
International.
for the playoffs?
Wide to Hume now.
We're going to soon see how serious
Over the
the
halfway
owners
line.
and Sunderland are
Roberts
of wanting
can't
to
keep
get out
it
the
in.
championship.
Oh,
Touchline throw
We'll soon see.
halfway inside the Queen's Park Rangers half on the left-hand side, which Jack Colback will take.
But now one thing, a lot of Sunderland fans will be glad to
15
see
years
the
at
back of this
Sunderland
season.
from 1999
especially
to 2014
the last few games,
before
it's
he
been
moved to
absolute
Newcastle.
dire,
Jack
hasn't it?
Colback. Ipswich Town's players.
It's been a heck of a ride. Like I was saying when you were away grabbing yourself at Sarnia, I was saying it's been a hell of a ride this season for us. We've gone from the highs at the start of the season to now where we are. You know what I mean? It's in bits and pieces in between, but
wide then to
we can't hold form, Sunderland. We can't
who's fouled by Sirkin.
Seem to just carry it on and carry it on.
Quickly taken free kick, tapped by Edwards to Colback.
I mean,
back again.
Have we even had a shot?
Morrison.
Yes, I mean, I can't remember even having a shot.
Stepped out of the shadows of
it's just going through the motions, isn't it? That's all it is. I said before kick-off, I says it's going to be just the same.
Left. Chair battles with Hume. The ball goes out for a throw to Queen's Park Rangers.
Just got to step it up a little bit, Nick, haven't we? You know, QPR have got their noses in front.
The last two games, they played the two form teams.
Question as well, Kabby. I don't know if you know anybody in chat knows, but if say we get a player sent off today, does that carry on into the playoffs, or does it get suspended though?
No, it doesn't. Everything gets. It doesn't affect it. It gets reset. Everything gets reset for the playoffs.
Okay.
Thanks for the subscriber there. Now 3,830. So 1,070 more subscribers, and I get 4,000. That would be immense. Thank you very much for your support as well.
For Sunderland here, and presumably Lefay and
I remember that Bobby Zamora goal volley at the last kick of the game at Wembley. Who were you playing? Was it Derby you were playing that day?
Warming up. Reason for the applause. You can hear down
it's
below
painfully
us.
All right, says Tricia.
Luke O'Nien steps away from Robertson Lefay. Queen's Park Rangers holding
Kyle Q says, let's hope the manager wants other teams to think we are easy. Maybe that's what he wants. That's the only thing we can
Rangers hold that 1-0 lead.
we can wish for, really. Regardless of whatever happens, keep the faces. Kingfisher. Ben Robbo says, I'm honestly not looking forward to the next few weeks. Honestly, this promotion push is looking hopeless.
Queen's Park Rangers penalty area.
Devon Mackham, 5 shots, 3 on target. Rooster says, only scored 3 goals in the last 8 games. That is relegation form not going up.
Swung into the penalty area. It bounces down on
yes,
the right
Jennifer,
hand
you're
side.
right there.
And
I thought it was Derby Folly, yeah. That was some moment that I remember watching that. Cheers, Tricia. Like I say, you listen to the Richie and Matt and Kabby, they're doing the live stream and watch along with the commentary. I can't have the commentary too loud because I'm not allowed to have it playing fully constantly with us not speaking.
And now to Roberts on the touchline. And Roberts
rolls
the ball into the penalty area where it's put behind off Lefay's feet for a corner kick. Well worked pass and move leads to Sunderland's 4th corner. This one from the left again, and Lefay will take it. Dan Neil stays back at the front of the centre circle. Patrick Roberts is
an own goal for Leeds, was it?
Lefay drills it in, and has it gone behind for another corner? Norwich lead Cardiff 3-0.
We don't do.
Hey, that's a corner.
We don't do anything with our corners, do we?
Already relegated, and now
it's terrible that from Lefay there. I mean, we've won another one. Like, I don't know how far your head, but
Lefay, corner of the penalty area.
That was an appalling corner. That
onto his left foot, and he wins another corner off Fry.
Doesn't even get past the first man.
It's a 6th.
Shocking, man.
Sunderland corner. Swansea 1, Oxford 0 in another game with nothing.
Cardiff have had a shocking season, haven't they?
But certainly Oxford last week didn't want to go to Swansea needing something. Lefay then with his corner.
Ronnie Edwards is on loan from Southampton.
Into the 6-yard box, but the referees.
He's a centre half, he is good.
Our corners, man, they're either didn't go past the first man, they're either too powerful, they either go straight to the keeper, or every time the ball's played into the box, we either concede a foul. That's our corner options at the minute. There's nothing else happens. The crowd didn't go, ooh, oh, don't get a chance. Every corner we take, it just ends in nothing.
In the table, Walsh.
The Sunderland fans are singing just a sad Geordie. Something to Jack Colback. I wonder if you can answer what. I wonder if you can guess what they're saying. Thanks for the 3 subscribers, by the way.
Straight into the path
Thank you.
Hume. The ball's whipped off him by Fry, but Joe forces him to give the ball back again to
Richie. I can't see where Sunderland's going to score today, to be honest with you.
Done back to Walsh, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, can I, mate?
Ender goes to close him down, but Walsh kicks the ball up into the centre circle. Dembele.
My Ender's slightly looking off the pace a little bit.
Runs into Mepham and Hume, sorry. Who
Maybe
makes a
all
challenge
that to
and
be
gets
fair,
the ball
like
back for Sunderland, and away on the left. It rolls away from Lefay for a throw.
Rich, there'll be hell on if we carry on this form into the playoffs. The semi-final, first and second leg.
Into the centre circle. And he rolls it here on the right
Because
side to MACKEM.
It's going to look pretty stupid, isn't he?
Roberts, who plays it first time up, looking for
Regis the fee. We'll see if an hour.
Rangers get the ball out.
That's it.
Left-hand side.
And I don't think this plan's going to have to. I think they've scrapped the whole plan. So this whole plan that they've got of developing young players and that. I'm sure that's up now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to have to change it.
Fry tries to get it off him. Lefay managed to get a nice touch to get it through to Dan Neil. Neil to his left to Sirkin. Sirkin into the penalty area. Comes off the back of the head of Jimmy Dunn, I think it is. Eventually,
surely the defences of teams we're playing at the minute cannot be that good, can they? Surely. Or are we just that crapper going forward?
Yep. We are. We're poor.
Back it comes.
Benno says
very poor going forward.
Ben Robbo says bit like our goals at the moment, non-existent.
Rolls it into the path of Roberts. He pulls it back into the penalty area, but it's cleared.
And we have a goal. It's Bristol City 0, Preston North End 1.
Run to Luke O'Nien, who taps it inside to Joe.
So as it stands,
Preston scrapping at the bottom of the table.
I know. As it stands, Sunderland will be playing Coventry City in the semi-finals of the playoffs. So as it stands, it'll be Sunderland against Coventry.
Right of centre.
It's like they're almost destined to meet, isn't it?
Fry gets the ball to MACKEM. MACKEM now to O'Nien.
Oh, you know.
To Sirkin, close down, but he brings it back to O'Nien just inside the Queen's Park Rangers half in the 28th minute.
And so Sunderland will.
Do you think that's maybe where we're missing?
Eh?
Do you think we're missing Pollard from the set pieces?
And now,
I think that's where it is now, the corners and things. Because we used to foul the Pollard a lot, didn't we?
Preston 1.
Just missing everything.
And that means, Colin.
And Dennis Sirkin's looking all right. He's looking fit and firing.
Well,
work that one out. Quite a lot of possession down that left-hand side.
I've already told him.
Coventry coming through the back door? I'm not sure. Anyway,
it is. It's Coventry.
The ball in the
Coventry
air.
are fifth.
Coventry go fifth, don't they, at the moment, on current standings. On goal difference, I think.
Yeah, goal difference.
Paul Freeman, all the best from Brisbane. Thanks for the stream. Good to see you, Paul. You're welcome.
To the edge of the
Kingfisher says, have we ever been good at set pieces?
Neil, who is shown the yellow card.
Got to be better.
Simon, I guess they're calling him something, not a footballer, says Simon. Ben Robbo says, I just want to know where it's all gone pear-shaped for us. Simple fact is, Ben, we've secured playoff position.
Middlesbrough is 0-0 and Bristol City.
How can we defend set pieces with a midget at centre back, says Paul?
So, as of this moment in time, it will be Coventry.
Where we've gone wrong, Kabby, is we've never bought a striker.
Playoff semi-final.
That's the problem. Yes, we've got Mayenda. Yes, we've got Isidore. Yes, we did go for Jaden Dans, but we needed somebody else up there.
Left-hand side now.
He's got experience.
Chair.
That's just my view, anyway.
And play back to the goalkeeper.
It's there's just absolutely nothing. We're letting them play out from the back.
Sheffield Wednesday.
The press is terrible.
Mike says, yes, he's a good player, but you think Lefay's value would go up or down since joining? Simon says, remember going to this fixture in the 90s, cold April night, finished 2-2. Durham Diver, good evening, good morning, whatever, welcome along, mate. He says, hello, Cabby Richie, just tuning in from Spain to say hello. Same old crap, the lad's getting beat, what's going on, man?
The halfway line, MACKEM to O'Nien.
Smash the like button, says Folly. Cheers, mate.
On to
Jamie Vardy for next season.
Back again to O'Nien.
No.
Job on the halfway line in the middle.
Not Jamie Vardy.
Bring Aldo in.
No, I said an experienced striker, but not Jamie Vardy. Like, I cannot stand him. Absolutely despise him.
Stepped on, son.
Job plays it to O'Nien. He's under
Paul Robson says confidence appears to be very low. Someone needs to show some leadership here. Completely lacking a leader in the middle of the park. Cheers, Kingfisher. Come on, give him a like. Douglas, I agree. We need a proven goal-scoring striker.
West Brom 2, Luton 1.
Our pressing is lacking. Says
at the other end of the table.
And what's Chris League playing like? Says Sean.
Joe.
I've never heard him, mate.
Lefay, is it? Who brings it in?
I've never heard him.
No.
Edge of the penalty area, but he's tackled. It's played out to Fry.
We're playing a lot on the wings.
For the possible break.
We're not really playing the ball a lot through the middle at the minute. It's all wing play at the minute.
Roll it back to Jack Cole back inside the Queen's Park Rangers half, eventually back to. I'm minded to think, I'm not actually sure 100%.
I mean, look at that now, Kabby.
Hey?
On the left of defence.
Look at all the room around my ender. Who is supporting my ender?
Nobody?
And not
There's
Edwards.
absolutely nobody supporting him.
I think that's Ronnie Edwards. I think Ashby's over on the right side.
There's nobody supporting
Edwards.
anyone,
Edwards.
mate.
It's Ronnie Edwards who's playing down here on the left of defence.
You're scouting for
Yeah.
Patrick Bamford and Vardy, says Folly. Paul Freeman says, mate, you're spot on, absolutely
in the
shocking.
middle.
We've never addressed the striker problem.
Slips it through the centres, looking for Melinda. It's come to Roberts, and a nice ball now down the left corner of the penalty area to Lefay. He slips it into Sirkin's path, but he was trying to play it into
Every
Melinda,
time we're
and it's
going
put behind
forward,
for a corner.
it's ifs and buts.
Good
And
play again, it's just that final pass.
it's just every time. It needs another corner, and I bet you it just guns out, or it guns straight to the keeper, or it's a
Another corner
foul.
from the left-hand side.
Let's see what happens here.
Joe joins Mayenda at the edge of the 6.
I'm gonna go on. He's gonna kick it.
O'Nien's coming up, Meppham's up as well. Trey Humes in on the right-hand side.
See, that's the thing, Kabby. We're playing on the wings a lot today, and they're just overloading the box on either the right or left-hand side to stop the crosses coming in.
Who is going to play it to Roberts, and Roberts now at the edge of the area, crosses, and it's headed away, drops for Hume on the corner of the penalty area on the right. He sweeps it back into the penalty box.
Oh man, just have a shot, man. One of you just have a dig.
For Roberts on the left, he hooks it up in the air, back across the penalty area. It'll drop for Hume on this right-hand side, and Hume
would have taken Bamford, says
drive
Kyle.
again with his left foot. It took a slight deflection.
Too injury-prone Bamford, man.
Mem says you'd like Vardy a lot more when he scores 20
West
goals.
Brom now lead Luton 3-1.
3-1 says Ben. Big Davy's son Kevin is in the house. Hello Kevin, you alright? He says hello lads, just listening in. Us fans have a part to play in these playoffs, and positivity is the key. Yes, the model is working. We have made huge progress this season for the last past 4 years. I'm going with you on that one, Kev. I'm not going to bite the dummy out too much if we do lose again today. But there'll be some backlash if we're absolutely awful in the playoffs. That's where the fans will kick off. And big shout out to your dad, Big Davey, Kevin. Hope he's having a good day today, mate.
Yeah.
Give him and everybody in the chat and everybody's asking after him, mate.
And now with Morrison.
We are, Jennifer. We are. We've been rubbish at corners for absolutely donkeys.
I'm trying to work out, is that Harrison Ashby over
Still
wide on the right?
0-0 between Sheffield United and Blackburn. Coventry and Middlesbrough is still 0-0.
Yeah.
Back on Mike says
Throw from
atmosphere is
Queen's
as
Park
flat as a
Rangers.
pancake. It just
Back
matches the
to
performance, doesn't it?
Goalkeeper eventually. 35th minute.
Can't believe me dad
Queen's
drove
Park
down.
Rangers
What a
still
dad says,
leading
deal.
from that Nicholas Madsen goal after
Kevin
5
Kevin
minutes.
also says we can't expect the world
Edwards
right
again.
now. We can only expect progress.
Swinging it out wide on that.
And it is progress from last season, whether we make the playoffs or
Played
not.
inside,
We
then
finished
Dembele.
fourth. It is progress.
It is.
He's trying to shake off Luke O'Nien.
It is, but Kabby, this is just what's annoying me though. It's just we've got this opportunity now, and I think we've got the team as well to do it. But it's there's something just not adding up for me.
Halfway line, the ball goes out for a throw on the right for Queen's Park Rangers.
No, absolutely. I mean,
the
I
Rangers
can understand people getting concerned.
Well, I mean, we did do well under Mowbray, but
Back goes the throw to
just what I
Neil
think anyway.
Morrison,
Like, I mean,
edge of the
what's the
penalty
point
area
if we're
on the
not going to
right,
go for it? You know what I
out
mean?
into midfield, where it's played back eventually to the right wing and out for another throw to Queen's Park Rangers on that right-hand side.
I think we're going to have to change our approach today.
36th minute.
And this playing down the wing is not working at the
We
minute.
do. It's died a bit, the game.
Not much is it?
Edwards bringing the ball out on this left-hand side for Queen's Park Rangers. Inside again to... Who's that in the middle?
I'll tell you it is.
Can you? Because I cannot read their numbers. Ball played up to the edge of the Sunderland penalty area, Chair, and out to Job, it's cleared, and through the middle to Dan Neil, skips away from Madsen, gets it out to this right-hand side to Hume, up to the halfway line. He's left it for Roberts. Chair tried to get it off him. Roberts taken it inside, but blocked by Madsen. And Roberts is down, but I think he's okay. Chair, I think it is down as well for Queen's Park Rangers. He's rolling around, but the referee, well, he's stopped play now. and is allowing the Queen's Park Rangers medical staff on. Elias Chair.
It's awful list, like, isn't it?
Been with Queen's Park Rangers since 2017.
Starting to feel a little bit deflated because I was all for hope and possibility today to see a bit more of a change, you know what I mean? But
director's box, watching the game this afternoon with his
Simon
family.
says the
it
Mowbray
seems very
effect.
rushed.
His
I know.
first
He says the
visit
Mowbray
back
effect
to
has worked. West Brom are
Stadium
putting the
Light
ball in the net.
since he left. that
Kevin
year.
Ware says, if we go up this
Players
season,
taking-
are we all going to
rightfully
rip the
taking,
club
a
to
drink
bits when we
break.
get beat most weeks? Because that's likely.
Ball bar,
Are
Anthony
we going
Patterson
to all
and
start
Joe
complaining
Walsh,
and
the two
say
goalkeepers.
we're ruined? And that's with everybody,
Chair
Kevin, innit? Every
receives-
team that guns up, even
continues to
Leeds and
receive
Burnley, who are
down
well
the
ahead
pitch.
of a lot of
Queen's
teams
Park
in this
Rangers
championship,
leading
even us,
1-0, that Nicholas Madsen goal after
get
5
destroyed.
minutes. Now
But
Joe
at least
Walsh
we'll have the
has
status
decided
of being a
to
Premier League
join
team
his
again.
teammates
I
down
know.
the
That's
touchline. A lot
just
of
the
people
thing
heading
for me, you know what I mean?
concourses
Even
as
if we
well.
do get smashed week in and week out, at least we've got
Frankly, I
back
can't blame them because it's not the warmest.
to where,
It's gone really, really
you know what I mean, before the issues began.
Yeah, there is. And chairs up but limping to the side of the pitch. It's only a
Plus the
yard or
fact, I
two,
think,
but
with
he comes to the
Stabler
touchline.
Michelle, being back in the Premier League is going to help attract a lot more players, even if we go down to the Championship, you know what I mean? We're going to have a few more interested players to come to and we'll have the money for it as well. So there is positives and negatives about going up, but
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the 2 subscribers, thank you.
Who is it he's talking to? That's for
Dale Boyd says a lot have decided not to go. You can't blame them, mate. It's expensive. The
Morrison
weather's
is to the
nice.
right.
Crack
So,
open a few
Joe
drinks in the
Walsh,
barbecue on in the
goalkeeper
garden.
at the edge of D, Liam Morrison ahead of him.
Kevin says this is a
Referee's
longer term
talking to
plan that we
Jonathan
would
Varane.
all like, but it
that
is what it
Varane?
is.
And it's
Douglas
Ronnie Edwards
Warwick
just
says,
behind
honestly,
him.
today is an out game for
Who's the
either
wide
team
player?
with
So the
regards
wide
to promotion
player
chances,
over on that
etc.
far
But a
side,
win
I think,
to
is
get in
Jimmy
form for the
Dunn
playoffs
and
would be
Harris
nice.
Nashby.
Paul Freeman says, I
Yeah.
remember the likes
It's
of Billy
Dunn
Hughes,
jogging
Vic
back
Hallam.
now
Oh, that was a great side.
alongside Morrison.
Foley
So
says,
centre
dark
backs,
arts from
and that
QPR
one
there
on the ball
trying
is
to go
Varane.
half-time 1-0. Cheers, Trisha.
Played
Please
to
like and
Edwards, now to
subscribe.
Colback
Paul
on this
Robson,
left-hand side.
whatever league we're in, bringing this
Now
form into next season
Dembele.
is a massive concern,
He's
especially
slipped
if
the
we
ball straight
limp
to
out of the
Daniel, but
playoffs.
Play's been pulled back for a foul on
Yeah.
Dembele. Chairs waiting
agree
to come
with that.
back on. We might actually have figured it out by half time.
We might have.
So what do you feel about Sun and Coventry then
Well, the
so
one
far
who's
as things
over
stand?
by Sirkin is who's making
So the
a
one
run
by
now,
Sirkin,
who's got
who's
the ball
yeah,
now.
now
yeah, I'm not bothered like you. Just play whoever, but
Yes,
I
that's
think we'll
Harris
do better
Nashby.
against Coventry over 2 legs.
So Harris Nashby is actually playing.
We can go down
wide
there
on the
first
right.
of all
Varane
and
is playing in the
make it
middle.
difficult for them.
Fry is up front.
And hopefully
Dunn
get
is
like
the
a
third. They're playing
0-0
three
or
centre
something,
backs.
you know what I mean, and
So
bring it back to
Harris
stadium. I
Nashby
like
is
to
playing
think
as
we've
a
got
right
every
wing
chance of
back.
beating them at home.
With Varane in the middle. And here's O'Nien at the edge
That's
of the
if
penalty area on the
we
right.
can score any
Swings
goals.
it across. Lefay runs onto this, but gives it straight away.
As that at the minute is
to
just
Ashby
our
in the penalty area.
kryptonite,
He's,
isn't it?
won
We
a
cannot
corner.
score anything.
Lefay recovering.
Telly says, I
to
cannot
push the
see
ball
us winning
behind.
another
Queen's
game,
Park
that's
Rangers get
including the
their
playoffs. I don't blame you
corner of the
thinking that
game.
way the way we've been.
In the
Chigar
40th
Mask says,
minute.
trust me, getting battered by Liverpool is a completely different feeling to being battered by Bolton.
Madsen, I think it is going
Jennifer
across.
says, yeah,
Yeah.
it means my hubby
Take
can
the
wear his
corner
Premier League
on the
jacket
right, the
again.
Dane.
Mem Master
25-year-old
says,
Dane.
would the current team do worse than the 15-point team from 2006
Plenty
if they
of
got
Queen's Park
promoted?
Rangers players in the
And
penalty
Sean
area.
says,
Fry in the
financially can
6-yard
Sunderland
box, and
afford
there's
to go
a
up?
group of 4.
I definitely think it's going to do them a world of good money-wise if they can up, won't it?
Anthony Backhouse keeping a close eye on what's happening.
Oh,
with that little
definitely it
group
will.
around the penalty spot as Madsen hangs it in the air. It's come down to Chair at the edge of the area. Couldn't quite
that's
control
funny.
it. Puts it back in.
There's
It's headed away.
I
I don't know if you see that there, but there's a
And
little
then
kid
on by
when they would take the
Hume into
corner and he's
middle.
given, you know, the
Let's nod
fingers
it
up.
down.
Oh, I can see it.
Eventually
I can
Chair
see
it. Like that.
inside
You
and
see him?
back
Aye.
to Edwards.
He's giving the ham
He's
shank
played
sign,
it
isn't
back
he?
to the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Joe Walsh.
Still low.
Swings
There's
it
another
out to
corner
the
that was absolutely hapless.
right. On from Ashby. Cleared by O'Nien. Out for a throw to Queen's Park Rangers.
Ryan Jones says, I
This
think
is
the
just
current team would go
short
without a win if
of the
we get
halfway
promoted.
line. And back it goes to
This
Evans
current
in the
team,
middle
if
of
they're playing the way
Queen's
they
Park
are, they'll
Rangers
get
half.
relegated from this season, from
Swings
the
the
league
ball
next
wide
season, if they
and,
carry this form on.
out. So halfway.
You do not want to go into the
Sunderland half on
playoffs
left.
though with 5
Sunderland
defeats
have
on the bounce, do
the
you?
throw.
It doesn't sound good. Or do you think that's
Sirkin.
maybe he's going to give the other teams an illusion,
this.
thinking these are easy? I don't know.
No.
He needs some
Kabby,
support. Dan
you know what it
Neal
is? We've
for
heard
that.
it all,
Sirkin
right?
into
We've heard it from
Jobe,
Libri
just outside the
saying we're going to be
Sunderland
changing our
penalty area.
mentality and
On
we're going to
now
be
Rigg,
playing better. We're going to be
and,
playing more on the front
showed
foot.
some
Dan Neal's come
nice
out and he
touches
said,
with his
obviously,
foot to
you
find
know,
Lefay
last week
now
there was
down the
kickoffs
left-hand
in the
side
dressing
to get
room,
away
all the
from
players
penalty
airing the
area.
concerns, and we're
he's
going to
got
do this and do that.
Dan Neal behind
Nothing
him.
changes, man. They can
Sirkin's
say
never run
whatever
down
they
the
want,
left of the
unless
penalty area. It's come back into the
they're
middle
starting to
Jobe.
prove it on the
Jobe
pitch.
trying to get
That's
it
when
into
I'll
the
start taking what they
penalty
say
box.
seriously.
It's
Because at the
clear
minute, it
Swansea
feels
won,
like we're just fobbing
Oxford
off.
won, and Jobe again here playing it back to Mepham just to the right of the
Simon
centre
says the
circle.
3
Mepham
going
wide
up
to
can
Roberts.
only see Leeds
Roberts
avoiding
Colback in
bottom
front of him.
3. If
Slips
Leeds
it
avoided bottom
past
3,
Colback to
Simon,
Rigg down the right of
which
the
Premier
penalty
League
area.
team would get
Rigg
relegated?
blocked
Who would
over by
Leeds
Edwards, who
replace?
gets the ball clear,
Let us
and
know
it'll
what you
come
think on that
down
one.
Here on the left to Fry, who plays it back to Chair, who simply plays
Long
it down
range
the
shot
touchline.
could
It
get you
rolls
back in the
down to
game. Walsh is not
Luke
good from
O'Neill.
distance, says
Just
Folly.
a few yards from Regis Lebris.
Zena says, hi, my dad thinks they should not have gone to Portugal. I don't think we
Colin
get
White
to
will be
playoff
here
finals. And Zena.
shortly with the half-time roundup.
Tony says, anyone
those,
confident of winning the playoffs? I don't think there's one Sunderland fan
which he
confident
promised
at the
you
minute.
before.
You cannot blame them.
Great pass.
Devon says, if the
Holding it to
Smoggies
him
beat
at
Coventry
half-time.
and
There's the
other
ball put
results
behind
stay the same,
for
we will
another
get
corner.
better in the
As
playoffs.
Lefay tried to get down the left
Look,
of
it
the
doesn't matter who you get in the
penalty area,
playoffs.
an
It's
eighth
tricky.
Sunderland
You've got to
corner,
beat
but it's
who's
goals
in
that
front of you no matter
count,
what.
and it's Queen's Park Rangers who have won.
Yeah.
Lefay again then into the
Middlesbrough, you
left
can
side
say
quadrant.
Millwall will win because it's
Pitch to
Alex
take this
Neil.
corner
Coventry
kick
will
in
win
Road Red.
because
There's a lot of empty seats in the Road
they're
Red
our
this
nemesis,
afternoon.
they're our bogey
Looking
club.
around the stadium, there are a number
Middlesbrough
of
just
empty
because
seats.
it's
I don't know if that's a
Middlesbrough,
lot of people have gone
and Bristol City
for
because they
their
beat us last
half-time
time.
drinks, or whether it was
So it doesn't matter who
generally
you face.
fairly empty before the
Sunderland
game
have got to
kicked
be
off.
at the
I know
best.
There's a number of people missing
And
the
of
game.
course,
The ball was swung in
Sheffield
by Lefay
United.
and out. And
Let's
it
not
took
forget
a
about
touch
them.
off a defender for another corner. Merest of touches, but it's led to a ninth.
Newcastle says Simon. Imagine
Lefay
that.
has to
Crikey.
come across the pitch to take this one from the right-hand side.
Leeds apparently putting in the bid for Harmer from Sheffield United, who won Player of the Season.
Roberts out on this right-hand side with
Are there?
Enzo Lefay.
He's a cracking player, that Harmer, like.
Roberts is strolling back into the penalty area. Bit of movement now, and the ball swung across.
How many corners we have this
headed
game,
wide.
like?
Yeah. He's got to take it again.
Now, is he asking to take it, is he?
Oh, I've heard a roar at the stadium of light.
Surely, if it's a foul, it's a penalty, in it. But the ball's not in play. That's why.
But that's
the reason why.
he's drawn the players out to him now. Jack Colback is one of those involved. Is it Luke O'Neill and Jack Colback being spoken to by Anthony?
Jack
Backhouse?
Colback and Luke O'Neill having a bit of.
And Coventry.
handbags
Luke
there.
O'Neill was initially
Coventry have
furious.
taken the lead against Middlesbrough.
Referee's spoken to the pair of them,
Get in.
and Lefay will have to take this corner again.
So Sunderland will be playing Coventry still.
There's Jack Colback getting the
And Middlesbrough away
crowd
down
on
at
his side.
10th. They're nowhere
Ball
near the
punched in
playoffs.
the air by Walsh. It'll bounce away to the far side. Trey Hume.
Would you
So
rather
gone
have
out for
Coventry
the
or would you
throw
rather
to
have Middlesbrough, Richie?
Sunderland.
Or
There's
anybody in the
900
chat?
I was just about to say that.
Responding.
I was just about to say that, right?
North
For instance, if we got in the playoffs and we played
Coventry
Coventry,
won, Middlesbrough
or we
nil.
played Borough, and we got beat,
That absolutely rubber stamps.
you don't think it would hurt a hell of a lot
2
more
minutes
getting
minimum.
beat by Borough than what it would by
Ah, you
Coventry?
know.
The ball runs behind for a goal.
That's
kick.
the thing, isn't it?
Because I know what Middlesbrough would have
Enzo
done.
Lefay
They'd
trying to
run to
win
the
it
corner
back.
flag and take the
So,
shirt off. Exactly what
Coventry
Isidore
leading
done.
Middlesbrough 1-0.
That's
Press
banked
Well,
on.
of
Bristol
That's
City
banked on what they're going to
1-0.
do, isn't it? If it
Coventry
happened.
Go up into 5th place.
It's karma for you, innit?
There'll still be one or two
There will
twists
be
and
some
turns.
twists and
Don't worry
turns
about
up
that.
there.
Don't see
Nicholas.
Middlesbrough getting into there, then. I can say it now.
So 2 minutes. We've got a minute and a half of the 2 minutes left. Goal
Forest
kick.
will
Well,
go
this
down
first
next
half-
season, says
Rangers
Paul.
players over on the far
Eh?
side around the halfway line.
Seeing this
The ball
first
is
half has just
flicked
been
on
absolute
by Dunn. Comes back
crap.
to
I've already
Nothing.
watched it on my
Again,
monitor.
no product.
Ashby,
I've already watched it on my monitor,
who
Richie. There's just
gratefully
nothing to
has
say.
his right wrist bandage, which is a good
No.
identifying.
No manager tells the
Factor
players to
for-
go out and only give 60%. We're not
Then out
resting.
to
We've
Fry
just
on the
hit the
touchline on the
self-destruct
right-hand
button, says
side.
James.
Drives into the edge of the
Mackem
area.
Mike says
Slip to
9
Dembele.
corners.
Dembele in the deep, putting it on his right foot.
9.
Left foot. Eventually,
Right.
it's stabbed away by Mepham, but only to Colback.
Lafay has boots on the wrong feet.
Madsen.
Coventry 1-0 up, says Colin. Smoggies, please. Maureen Johnson also says
on the
Borough.
right side of central midfield, out to Ashby on the right. Watford have equalised.
I'd rather lose to
Coventry. Here on the halfway line.
I'd rather lose to Coventry in the semi-final than the final, though, because that would be just awful, wouldn't it?
Roughly.
I know it sounds daft saying that, like, but
half remaining here. Here's done again.
You just didn't want to lose the playoff final, do you?
His own half across to Edwards on this left-hand side, into the middle to Varane.
So it's half time against Sheffield United and Blackburn.
The halfway line on the right, pauses a moment, plays the ball behind.
Wrexham will be dark horses next season, and Birmingham.
The half-time whistle.
Listen them boos, Rich.
Queen's Park Rangers leading.
Listen the boos round the stadium.
Madsen goal. A shed load of corners for Sunderland, but they've not.
I agree with them booing.
Caused Joe Walsh.
It's absolutely terrible loss.
Fisher, I know.
In the Queen's Park Rangers goal.
No improvement, is there?
From attempted
Mem
shots.
Master says Man U will do a derby or 7-8 season.
The scorers.
Yeah, and
Bong says don't want Coventry or
maybe
Millwall in the
a bit of
playoffs,
difference,
rather
you know,
play
Varane
Borough.
in the middle of the park. You know, he's controlling things in there. I think the lad Dembele is causing us.
Right, I shall be 2 minutes, Kabby.
No problem.
A bit of pace, trickery.
I tell you what, that'll be an absolute. I know they're up anyway, but that'll be a horrible result for Leeds United. They want the title, and to get beat off Plymouth Argyle, who are down, even if they do beat Leeds United, that would be disastrous for them, wouldn't they? They'll want the league. Well, they'll want the league title, wouldn't they? Leeds. Disastrous.
Yeah.
Sort of puts a bit of a bitter pill on the champagne for them. These are the thoughts on the half time on social media. Jordan says creating chances much better with Sirkin down the left. He says need to be more clinical. Jordan says flat, no energy, don't look like scoring, same as last few games. It's going to take a miracle to turn this around now going into the playoffs. Philly says how many corners? He says we'd do F all with them anyway. It's a waste of time. Thomas says trying to work out how this team has finished in the playoffs this season. Perhaps just a fluke and will be back in a relegation battle next season. They have nothing about them whatsoever and can't press for toffee. Crap, says Christian. What else can you say about it? I mean, look, you can't argue it is awful stuff. But are you panicking, Richie? Are you panicking if it stays like this at full time? What's going to be your thoughts over the next few days leading up to the playoffs?
I mean, Kabby, we'll have to start winning games, and today we really needed to win this game today to build that little bit of confidence, a bit of momentum. But honestly, inside, I am just so paid off, to put it that way. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get how we've just all of a sudden just hit rock bottom again when we need to be. You know what I mean? We need to be playing. You know, we're best form, we're best game. You know what I mean? And it's just we're just not clinical enough. We've got nobody to finish these chances. We're just having pot shots from wherever, and corners are terrible, and there's just nobody finishing these chances. And I've said it already, and it's just, to be honest, like I'm a little bit worried, like, and I am concerned. And I think if we lose today and then we end up winning through in the playoffs, I mean, I'll be absolutely amazed. To be honest with you, mate, if we get through and we do win the playoffs.
Big out.
I just think we're giving up.
I hope not, though. Christ. Jill says, hello, Stu, friend, Newcastle fan. Jill, how are you doing? Hope you are enjoying the sun wherever you are. And have you been enjoying your League Cup win? Sure you have. John Nesbitt says, afternoon, Kabby, Richie, wise choice from me not to go today. He says, I think shocking team we have right now. Tricia says, I can't understand what's happened to them. Simon, all the Leeds fans banging on about a 7-0 win ain't going to happen today. Mask says, realistically, we need to review the backroom staff. He says, goalkeeper mistakes, defensive mistakes, corners are absolutely hapless, penalties are awful. One new bloke in isn't exactly the breeze getting his own backroom staff. Martin Gibson says, it's like watching paint dry. He says, if we had played like this all season, we'd be in League One by now. Are the fans overreacting, Richie? Are the fans overreacting? I mean, we've got nothing to play for.
No, they're not at all. It's awful.
How many times are we going to hear we've got nothing to play for as an excuse to get us... as an excuse to win them?
How long have we been saying that for now, Kabby? You know what I mean? I mean, 5 games in a row we've lost if we lose today. I mean, can you remember a time when we've done that? 5 in a row. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine the backlash Regis Labrie and co is going to get if it ends up being 7 in a row? If we lose the next 2 games in the playoffs and we're out, can you imagine the fans' backlash with that?
Oh, they'll be calling for his head, definitely.
Because I
think we've got every right to do that.
Whether you like it or not, some people will say the league table doesn't lie, right? We'll finish 4th no matter what. But if you lose 7 on the bounce, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if you lost 7 on the bounce, that's sackable material just about, isn't it?
That's it. I don't want to say that because obviously people are saying, oh, you know, you shouldn't be negative and from what he's done for this season, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, you lose 5 games in a row now, and then we'll lose another 2. For me, that's it. He's gone. I can't see him staying on, and I'll be very surprised if he was. But on the flip side of that, if we lose today, that's 5 in a row, but we'll get through the playoffs, then he's going to be the next best thing again, isn't he? You know what I mean? You can't sort of win with the situation.
How many fans are going to say, if we lose the next 2 in the playoffs and this one, we've got knocked out the playoffs by Coventry and we've lost 7 on the bounce, how many fans will say, it's been a really good, successful season because we've finished 4th? That's a really good season. How many Sunderland fans will say that? Jill says, pay them on performance. They'd soon move around the pitch, Stu. Yeah, I know that, Jill. Absolutely. Mask says, costs £100 near enough to attend these home games. He says, means nothing to the league, but it's unfair to say these games mean nothing. It's virtually, basically, they should be charging £2 for the fans to get in. It's just a kickabout today, lads and lasses and kids. You know what I mean? He's just pay £2 to get in because the team's just not going to be bothered to play it today. But they are. They're paying full whack. You know, not forgetting people who live miles away from the ground, people who've travelled abroad even, because it happens. David Jackson says, Cabby, it's hard to say, but I think Labree's lost the players. Someone else has said that. Dan Swales says, the proof will be in the pudding over the next 3 games. Could be just the next 2 games, Dan. Says, maybe Labree will pull it off. Folly says, £100 a ticket. No, it's not £100 a ticket. It's just every expense on top of that, about 25 quid, 30 quid a ticket. By the time you pay your fuel, you've had a few pints, your merchandise and what you do, it's 100 quid's out these days. John says, John 73 says, yes, Cabby, backroom staff needs sorting out. Sean says, needs to go now, end of. He says, sorry, it simply isn't good enough. Martin Gibson, he's done great for us this season, but he really doesn't have any plan B, and it doesn't look like the players are playing for him. Folly says it's £43 to get in at QPR. London clubs are expensive, aren't they? Sean says, like I said, Cabby, they need to pay the fans to go and watch this utter crap. Totally agree with you. Stephen Jones says, in the last 10 games, including today, he says we have scored 4 goals. Mask says, don't forget the fans who have sold out near enough every away game, and that's even more expensive. Because be playing down Oxford and stuff, I'm sure fans will have even drove down there or got the coach down, stayed overnight. Sean says, or issue full refunds. Telly says, some of the players want away to other clubs next season. And Mask says, I meant £100 for the tickets to the last 3 home games. All right, yeah, well, of course it's expensive. But more than that if you've got a family. David Jackson says we should have took Scott Parker when we had the chance. I tell you what, 2 managerial changes I think next season. I think Scott Parker will be the Spurs manager next season, and I think Daniel Farke won't be at Leeds before the start of the Premier League either.
Ruan the Miller is the one that brings Jose Mourinho in Leeds.
Honestly,
but he gets linked everywhere, doesn't he? But that's a rumour.
I think Leeds are going to be seriously wanting to think about being seriously contenders in the Premier League, challenging for Europe and Champions League football. They've got a ground extension. I've seen the plans. It does look nice, 50-odd thousand. And I do think the board feel that Daniel Farke isn't the man to take them to the next level. I do believe that. It might be as harsh as what you may think, it seems, but that's what it looks like. But I do think Scott Parker will go into Spurs. Watch this space, because Spurs have been awful. He's only hanging on at the moment because of in the Europa League, aren't they?
Yeah, he's had a rough time at Spurs, but let's be honest, though, Spurs have lost a lot of key players. And since Harry Kane's gone, it's just totally changed, isn't it?
It is. Telly says, I tell you now, at least 6 players want away next season. But do you think that could be affecting the team? The fact players are already know what their future is, even if we do go up. Bellingham and all that will be away, Rigg will be away, possible Dan Neil, etc. You just don't know, do you? It's going to affect them. Farke is a good manager. He's a quality manager, David Jackson. He's done a great job, and a lot of the Leeds fans think the same. But there's such a difference in the Premier League. Ryan Jones says they should play the players a percentage based on ratings and give the rest to charity. That will make them play properly. Folly Adieu says, how much do you get now for winning the playoffs? Well, the playoff final team the team that wins the playoff final at Wembley, how much is it? Do they get? Is it something like 150 million, or is it 250 million or something? If anybody knows,
I always thought it's about 150.
If anybody knows, how much does a team get when they get promoted through the playoffs? It's the most lucrative game of football. I don't even know if it's in the world or the country, whatever. But someone can have a look at the figures. But it's millions. It's a lot. Put it that way. Just Ray says, well, it looks like Sunderland went to Portugal for a holiday rather than a training week. Well, they've been playing in the dark, haven't they, with the power cuts? John Nesbitt says, Cabby, let the lot go along with these owners. It's just going to turn nasty if it is awful in the playoffs, isn't it? Hope it don't, but...
It is. It's going to be very negative.
There's going to be a backlash, isn't there? So,
personally, Kabby, I think if we don't go up, I think we'll lose the likes of, obviously, MACKEM and the field be gone. I think somebody will come in for Trey Human, possibly Cirkin, I'm not sure on that one. Dan Niels and maybe, I think Job will be away, Chris Rigg will be away. I think we'll keep a hold of Paddy Roberts, and we'll keep a hold of the likes of Mundell and my end. Isidore might have a chance to be away as well. I would sell him straight away, not a problem.
Harsh,
we are going to have a new team next season.
Whether you like him a lot, I don't think the fans would miss Isidore the way he's been the last 12, 13 games. He's not playing today. You've got to give him that. Sean says we are SHITE. Tricia says please like and subscribe. Thank you. David Jackson, if players want away, wouldn't they want to put themselves in the shop window? And 249 million for playoff winners. And Devon says the same. So 249 million or 265 million. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
A lot, yeah. It's a lot more than what I thought it was.
John Nesbitt, a third of the gate FA get along with the other team. Kyle says owners have a 5-year plan and we on to 3 years. Jill says if you've got players wanting to leave and not playing, it affects the rest of the team. It affects everybody, doesn't it? Telly says Lafayette's been terrible last 6 games. Who can you say has been good for the last 6 games? That's the question.
Yeah. Lafayette hasn't found his form again since he got injured, has he? To be honest, he hasn't really had a run out in these last 2 games. I think it's the Oxford and the game today that he started since he's come back from injury. He's not playing in the centre.
When's Mundell going to be back?
Next for the playoffs, but he's I don't think he'll be starting the first game, but I think he might have a chance for the second game.
And I've said it again. Sunderland can't seem to cope without Mundell. We had that fantastic start of the season, and when Mundell got injured, we drew 6 on the bounce. Mundell brings a hell of a lot to this team, and we're such a different team with him. You know, and we're not a patch when he isn't playing.
Same as Jack Clark though, Kabby. You know what I mean? When we had Jack Clark, he was with me in the focal point for the attack.
Yeah, at half time we are expecting Dan Ballard to play at some point.
Hopefully the second half's an improvement.
Yeah. Dougie says, hi Cabby and Richie. Parachute money added to that as well, says Folly. Kingfisher says, come on Sunderland, please like and subscribe. Orsomo says, Isidore fell away once he got his contract. Kevin Thompson says, whoever goes up will come straight back. Angela says, Cabby, the big money relates to what they get in the Prem, not an upfront payment. Bong says, Patrick Roberts can go, so can Dan Neil. Job and Rigg will stay. Sean says, who wants Roberts? He's too readable. He shouldn't have played all season. But he does get a game every season, doesn't every game as well he plays.
Collie.
So there we go.
Yes, he's a problem.
Elias Chair, who presumably because of that
put up more torture, Richie, or are we going to be talking different at full time?
He is being replaced.
I hope they'll be talking different at full time, but
we've got to press higher up the field at times. Again, we've talked about it before.
We'll have to wait and
it's too
see,
easy for him defensively to pass the ball about.
Well, now Sunderland defending the Roker end. Anthony Patterson in his green has kicked the ball down the left wing. It's been headed out for Sunderland throw.
I tell you what, I watched that QPR goal again.
The West Stand.
We just went arse where that was
right
awful defending that.
Most of the pitch in sunshine.
Wasn't it? He had free space in the box.
Sunderland's red and white. Queen's Park Rangers in blue and white hoops. Varane has just fouled Job. Dembele Karamoko Dembele, who's on loan from
Come on,
Brest,
man, lads.
has a
Sort this out, man.
quick word with the referee, Anthony Backhouse.
Is Collie on for QPR?
And it's played out to Lefay on the left wing. Just keeps it in, tries to flick it inside, but Ashby knocks it away to Fry, and he's trying to turn it back into the path of Ashby. But it's won back.
Telly says Mundle has been
Dennis Sirkin, who gets it to Dan Neil.
Mundle will be
breaks now on the far side for
when Dodds
Mackem,
left and Lefay came in, the chemistry
tries to at the edge of the penalty area, but it's been blocked. And Queen's Park Rangers trying to get the ball away on their left, loses again to Dan Neil. Neil, good ball to Sirkin on this left-hand side, slips it through here to Lefay, trying to get it back inside, but it comes back out to the Frenchman. He swings a great ball into the far post, and it's headed down into the ground and over the bar by Roberts. Great ball in, but would it have been easier just to try and direct the header straight at the goal? But it's gone behind for the goal kick.
I don't think heading's his strongest.
It's not. And he tried
awful header by Paddy Roberts there, like.
Well, he tried to head it powerfully down into the ground, but it's actually taken the bounce, took it right over the bar.
Across, really shouldn't have squared across the 6-yard box.
To Queen's Park Rangers at the start of this second half.
Well done.
Sirkin gets the ball to Lefay, back to Sirkin. He goes past Varane. He's going down this left-hand side and leaves it for Mayenda, who's tackled by Liam Morrison, and it's a throw to Sunderland.
I'm surprised if Bristol lose today, Mike, because Preston's got nothing to play for,
Queen's Park Rangers half from the 48
they're
minutes
at
left
the bottom of the table. I'm not sure
Sirkin
where
to take the throw.
They are down there, Kabby.
Lefay wanders away down the left. It's thrown into the corner of the penalty area. Mayenda comes out. Job goes down, a free kick, and a possible break here for Dembele. He's pushed the ball on. He's got Collie inside of him. Dembele's still going. He slips the ball through to Fry in the penalty area. Hume goes to close him down and makes the block as Fry put the ball through, or he tried to get it through to Collie.
So far, it's Luton and Plymouth and Cardiff who are down.
On the left, Rigg to Job. Job trying to get away from Varane. Plays it across
to a heck of a fall
Hume.
for Luton, isn't it?
Collie goes to close him down. Hume comes back here on the right-hand side. He's got Mepham inside of him, and he's strolling with the ball and leaves it now for Mepham in the middle. Closed down by Dembele.
Little too late for West Brom.
Out to the right wing. Roberts tried to get it inside. Madsen, though, has got it now for Queen's Park Rangers. Colback on the left to Collie, back to Edwards, Ronnie Edwards on loan from Southampton, won back by Sunderland. Dan Neil on the halfway line, through the middle, Mayenda to the penalty area, runs into a couple of defenders, finds Sirkin, tries to cross, it's blocked, it's played out. Job looking to try and get on the end of it, but Madsen gets it clear. It'll run to Lefay, who plays it to O'Nien, forwards to Sirkin, out to, well, tried to get it to Lefay, but it's run away, out for a throw to Queen's Park Rangers.
Aston Villa have just scored against Fulham.
Queen's Park Rangers half. And Jimmy Dunn.
And Blackburn have just taken the lead.
Then moved to
Blackburn have just taken the lead
against
Sheffield United.
Takes the throw.
So Blackburn are now in the playoffs. They have booted Bristol City out. So as it stands, Sheffield United will be playing Blackburn, and Sunderland will be playing Coventry. So we can now say hello to Blackburn. Welcome to the playoff party as it stands.
And as it stands,
and they've come from nowhere.
Coventry
They've come from nowhere, haven't they?
Sunderland will play away on Friday night in the first leg of the playoff semi-final.
Sure, they're changing manager as well this season.
Blackburn, well, they're still in the hunt.
They've won the last 4, and if they win, it'll be 5 wins on the bounce. That's what you want, isn't it? 5 wins on the bounce going into the playoffs.
Rangers win it back. Colback plays it out on the right. Harrison Ashby on loan, the 23-year-old from Newcastle United. He comes back onto the halfway line. The Scotsman,
but they have got things to play for.
Leaves it now for Morrison, who plays it back to the goalkeeper just outside.
Simon, a Coventry fan, the penalty area, to return to Wembley
pushes
on the BBC.
It to Edwards.
Millwall got a chance. There's going to be some
Coventry
turns.
Take 5th place. I'm trying to think who would be 6th. Would it be Bristol City, or would it be Blackburn or Millwall who are winning? Not one that directly affects Sunderland, of course, at the moment.
That's
But it would
QPR's playing in a
possibly
3-4-3 now.
if Sunderland were to win the semi-final.
Everybody wanting to play us, said Stephen.
51st minute, Queen's Park Rangers leading 1-0.
That's bad for Bristol City, mate.
MACKEM plays the ball across to O'Nien here on the
Fragrance,
left
Matt,
and wide
welcome.
to Lefay.
Says,
Lefay immediately closed
it's like
down
we're
by
playing
Ashby.
deliberately bad. Do
Plays
these
it back
players
to
even
Luke O'Nien
realise
on
what's on the
halfway.
line?
Slips it on to Dan Neal. And Blackburn are in 6th place at the moment. Here's Lefay. Blocked. Ashby brings the ball away on the right. Looking for Dembele, but he's been tackled by
Don't forget, hit that
MACKEM.
thumbs
It's a
up
throw,
button, see if I can
which
get 100
MACKEM
likes, and hit the
takes.
subscribe button if you're new. Thank you very much. It'd be nice
Here's
if we can
Dan
get
Neal.
to 100 likes.
Neal at the back of the centre
try and
circle,
go for.
leaves it to Hume just to his right.
Thank you,
Roberts
much
is out
appreciated,
wide,
as was all
and
you would
Hume
say.
taps it to Patrick Roberts, who plays it back to Trey Hume. Hume looking up for options, lifts one up over the top, looking for the run of Job into the penalty area, can't quite bring it down on the shoulder of the defender. It's Madsen who gets it
Do you know what it is, Kabby? It still looks very lazy today. Like, there's just no...
with Sirkin and pulled down.
Oh,
And
no,
it's a free
no.
kick in the centre circle to Queen's Park Rangers. They tried to take it quickly, and the referee's now saying he wants the free kick taken from a position a few feet behind where Queen's Park Rangers took the kick.
You're welcome, Fragrance, Matt. Cheers for popping in.
So
Keep up the great streaming.
this free kick,
Angela says, get a bet on
the
Coventry
ball
to get to the
at
playoff
feet of
final.
Nicholas Madsen, the goal
Afternoon,
scorer.
Scott Williams. Good to see you.
Yes.
It's pretty much on the centre spot, actually, the ball. In fact, I think it is.
I've said
And,
all along.
the ball
Weeks
is
and
tapped
weeks ago, Coventry
to
would be gone in the Premier League.
Done out
Without
to
being
Ashby
negative.
on this right
offside,
wing,
it's
looking
offside.
for Fry. who's
Yeah, the
offside
Frank
before he
Lampard
comes up.
effect had it there.
Yeah.
Free kick
Very
to
well,
Sunderland
hasn't he?
just outside the penalty area. 53rd
Coventry-
minute.
Only if we could catch Ellis Sims or something
No.
like that, you know.
Coventry have a knack
Caretaker
for
coach
miss
turning
it.
it
Kevin
on when
Betsy
it
and
matters.
Javi
That's
Calm
what
having
they
a
do.
conversation in the technical area.
But we cannot forget Sheffield United.
Ball out on the
We
right
cannot
with
forget them. They are a
Hume.
decent
Exactly,
team.
I know.
Plays it on to Roberts.
They've got to be
Very good.
favourites.
They've
Still
got-
inside the Sunderland half. Back to MACKEM. Cross here to Luke O'Nien.
Leeds have equalised.
O'Nien. Fry goes to close him down, but it's played to MACKEM
So
again.
that will mean Leeds will be top
Brings
of
it
the
up to
league.
the centre circle.
They are.
Drives this down the
On
left
goal
wing, looking
difference,
for
so
Lefay.
Leeds will
It's a
be
good ball.
title
Lefay's going to run
winners
onto
as
this
things
almost on the
stand.
goal line. Keeps it. Oh, the flag's come up. Offside.
As another groan goes around the
Terrific
Stadium
ball,
of Light.
but,
Frustrating sounds at the Stadium of Light.
Lefay had strayed.
Yeah, and
fans
you
want
can
something
see
to
that
happen.
Sunderland have tweaked it, haven't they? Job's gone further forward with Chris Rigg, and it's Dan Neal
I
who...
just didn't get why
Who's
we're
dropped
so
back
good
into his more
going
familiar,
forward.
I've
I
got to say,
just kind of
it
put
wasn't
my
working
finger
in
on
the
this,
first
like, Kabby. It's just...
Plymouth 1, Leeds 1.
Is
Goalkeeper
Chris
Joe
Rigg
Walsh
even
will
on the
take
pitch
this
today?
Free
Eh?
kick on the right in his light blue.
Chris
Goalkeeper's
Rigg's done
kick.
absolutely
Dan Ballard's
nothing to
warming up
support
now.
my end, that is it.
As the ball bounces over
It's
Luke
just like he's just
O'Nien,
not there.
there's a player down, a Queen's Park Rangers player down, and there's a free kick to Queen's Park Rangers on the right side of central
Sheffield United's
midfield.
form
Halfway
is nearly
Fry
as bad
is
as
down,
ours, says Devon.
right side of central midfield, halfway inside the Sunderland half.
It's Fry.
Yeah, he's sort of appealing that. I'm trying to
At least
describe
we'll be
what
playing
actually
at
happened.
Coventry first leg,
It
won't
was
we?
a collision, was it? With well,
it's
Luke
just-
O'Nien's
Yeah,
right
well,
arm caught.
yeah, the second leg's in our
Fry in the
home for
face.
us, yeah. So I'm saying, if we can go down there, Kabby, and frustrate them
So
and
it's
come away
now
with a 0-0,
Portsmouth 1, Hull
I think
1.
we'll. I think we've got the terms in our favour playing at home, but if we've got no threat,
Leeds
they won't
top
feel it.
at the
You know what I mean? We
moment.
can't score any goals, we can't create nothing. It's just
Burnley level with Millwall 1-1. Both teams have 98 points, but goal
Big
difference
family
keeps
wanting to play up the road,
Leeds
says
top
Kyle.
of the table. Now,
Kingfisher's
Fry's
like
still
walking on
getting
eggshells.
treatment.
Come on, son, like and subscribe.
and
Jeez,
he's getting to his feet now. Jack Colback's having his say with the referee.
I mean, what's happened to women midfield, Kabby?
It's just not there.
I remember
steps
saying
away
to you,
from
like it was
the
months and
incident.
months ago. Our best part of the team is the midfield.
Fry's back up on
And
his feet.
Daniel,
has to
Chris
come
Rigg
off.
and Joe were on fire early in the season. It was just we couldn't be contested against.
Are the two players?
You know what I mean? It was like having
with the
Busquets
ball
and
for
Xavi
the free
and
kick
Iniesta in the
for Queen's Park
midfield.
Rangers
You know
on
what I mean? But
right-hand side.
our midfield was
56th
where our
minute.
strongest point was, and it's just not there anymore. I don't know whether that's a change of style of play from Reggie, because obviously we're playing down the wings a lot now and hardly any of the balls are going through the middle.
I know. Fries had to come off the pitch.
What's happened to them
not
three?
Involved in this free kick. Whereas Sunderland, who were the
Awesome
perpetrators,
says,
still have 11
what are
men
the odds of Leeds sack Farke and is the
pitch.
next Sunderland manager?
Norwich 3, Cardiff 1. So
I'll take
Madsen
him.
drives the ball
Definitely.
into the penalty area. The flag comes up offside as it's headed wide.
John says Leeds along with Burnley and whoever joins them will be
kick,
dumped out
free
at the
kick
Prem at
to
first attempt. Hull
Sunderland.
can't let another goal against them.
Yellow card for Colley.
Trisha says the match isn't doing much for
I think
Richie's
that was
tummy.
dissent
Dougie says so much for team bonding.
from the Queen's Park Rangers man.
Aye, and
Come on, we're 276
Still
watching now. Only 64 likes. Come on, click that like button. Let's
Immediately
get
gets
to
involved. They
that
bring in
100
Dan Neil
likes.
down. And also Mayenda, and a free kick now to Sunderland at the edge of the centre circle, just inside the Queen's Park Rangers
going
half.
to start turning scrappy now, isn't it? These are just going to.
Bloody hell. It's the first time I've heard the singing at the stadium.
Find some rhythm again. Queen's Park Rangers leading 1-0. We're in the 58th minute. Dan Neil is going to take this free kick. Dan Ballard still warming up.
Dan says, do you think the midfield got messed up when
Chris Rigg has
Lafayette
come
came in?
back alongside
I
Dan
think
Neil.
we've got
Queen's
messed
Park
up every
Rangers
time
are
Mundle's
20
out.
yards,
Every time Mundle
and they're
doesn't play.
arranged right across the pitch, pretty
Fall to
much.
pieces.
A long line of players
Cheers, Trisha.
with Dan Neil's arms outstretched for just a moment. Rigg chips the ball up into the penalty area. On the right-hand side, Hume lobs it in
Christopher
here.
says, no
it's headed
pace in the
away
team. I don't think they're
from,
bothered, Cabby. We're crap, no doubt
Mepham
about it.
by
We won't go up
Dunn,
on this
and out
form.
eventually
West Brom
for a
4,
throw to
Luton
Sunderland on
1.
his
That
left-hand
pretty much
side.
confirms
West Bromwich
Luton
Albion 4,
being relegated.
Luton 1. As eventually the ball played back
Callum Styles as
by
well.
Rigg from the halfway line, wide on the left to the goalkeeper, Anthony
Yeah,
Patterson.
right, Dougie. Ryan Jones
who kicks
says,
it up
if a
quickly
racehorse did
upfield,
this
looking for
badly, it would
Hume
be
and Roberts
glue
lays the
before
ball
next
off
race.
to Dan Neil. And Neil out to the left to Lafay. Brings it down, tries to slip it past Dunn. Dunn has got the ball though off Lafay. It's won back by Job.
72
Back
likes.
through
Come
Cirkin
on,
to
we're getting there.
O'Nien.
We're getting there.
And now Neil
Aye.
threads the ball through to Roberts. Roberts on the left out to Lafay. Lafay back to Patrick Roberts at the edge of the area. Trying to slip it in here to Job. But a block made. The
Lucky.
ball
Offside.
swings out behind. It's offside
lucky.
anyway.
Wouldn't matter.
Offside again.
Another free kick. It's time to Queen's Park Rangers.
Sheffield United have
2, Oxford 1.
equalised now against Blackburn. See, it's changing all the
1-0
time.
still to Queen's Park Rangers. Dan Ballard
So,
jogs back to the dugout.
Bristol
Bristol
City
come on.
Bristol City are now back in the
Presumably it'll be for
playoffs.
Mepham rather
Millwall
than O'Nien.
are out, and Blackburn are out, should I say. So Bristol City, even though they're losing, they're back in the
Really?
playoff party.
60th minute.
But like I say, it's going to change, and it's going to change more as
Regis
the minutes
said
tick on.
Dan Ballard will get 30 minutes. Fry let for the ball in the centre circle. It's come back to Cirkin to deal with it. Back up onto the halfway line. Ballard is going to come on.
Come on, Sunderland, man. It's not frigging Real Madrid you're playing. What's going on? No disrespect to QPR.
Ball is,
And Preston
out
have
again
now gone
for another
2-0
throw
up
to
against Bristol
Sunderland.
City. So
Ballard
Bristol
then.
City.
Jack Colbert
having a
is the
mare.
player down. Watch why the game's been stopped. Ballard.
Well, there's big
Ballard's
Dan
about to come
Ballard
on, and
coming
Jack
on,
Colbert
Kabby.
is going to get some treatment.
Well,
Sheffield
gotta-
United
I wonder who's
won,
gonna
Blackburn
maybe take
won,
certain
and
off
it's
here, I think,
Mepham
maybe.
who's coming
Is
off.
it?
You've got to say
Oh, no,
fair
it's Chris
play
Mepham.
to QPR. They're doing the job so
And you're
far,
just
bro.
thinking, you know, I just watched Mepham come off.
Luton team's
he
going to
actually
get
shot the
raided in the
Christmas?
He
summer.
won't be.
No,
Yeah, I know.
He's not. He's not.
Oh, they
happy.
will then.
He's gone. You know, he's going to sit down now, but I don't think he's happy.
Why is he taking Mepham
think
off then?
He hasn't done anything
He's
wrong.
not
has
done
he?
anything
You
wrong.
know,
Just
I
saving
think
him, I
he'll have
think,
known before
Richie.
the game what was going to happen. I mean, it's been fairly
Aye.
clear. He's been
Giving him a run out,
Regis
give
Sabri
Ballard a
actually
run out.
said that Ballard was going to get.
But you
30
never know
minutes,
though,
and I think
Kabby, you
Chris
might
Mepham
start
would have been
playing
pretty much
Ballard.
aware that it would have been him, not Luke O'Nien, that
Drop
would be
Mepham.
replaced.
Stephen Jones says Burroughs
Jack
nearly
Colback-
scored. That was a
Colback is
great
back on his
save.
feet.
What would happen if that was 1-1? It still wouldn't be enough for Middlesbrough. They have to win, don't they?
2-0 now.
They have to win. They've got the results as well. That's got to go their way. I can't remember who it is. But
with half an hour left.
Yeah, I don't think Polar's going to get into it.
He's applauding the Queen's Park Rangers fans, but he's getting his own treatment from the Sunderland fans. And the player replacing him is Morgan Fox.
They don't like Jack Colback, do they?
Colback
is being escorted off by the referee here. I think he wants him off as quick as possible.
You're just a sad Geordie. Beep beep, you're just a sad Geordie. Sing the Sunderland fans.
So Colback is off. Morgan Fox is on. We're in the 62nd minute.
At least they've had something to sing about at some point.
With Bristol City trailing 2-0, Coventry beating Middlesbrough. It is at the moment Coventry.
West Brom 5, Luton 1, says Ian.
The playoff.
Take Rigg off and put Watson on. Move Lafay inside as well, says Jonathan. This is utter crap, says Steve.
Albion 5, Luton.
There's a very good shout.
Yeah, I know.
At the other end of the table, and Fry's fouled by Joe.
Look, if Sunderland want to get into the Premier
this game
League,
is just not going anywhere, is it?
You've got to break your ducks. You've got to beat them at some point, Coventry. You've got to. And if you want to get into the Premier League, you've got no choice but to do it. It's as simple as that.
To pick up the pace.
It's the point you made earlier about Sirkin coming back in and being caught early with that Madsen goal, because you need to get your back in.
I don't think Dan Neil's done very well today either. I would take him off.
It's just we haven't even...
Free kick for Queen's Park Rangers then, wide on the right here, halfway inside the Sunderland half. In the 63rd minute, Queen's Park Rangers still lead 1-0.
We haven't come close to scoring even after them scoring off the first 4 minutes.
Swings it into the penalty area. It's headed across towards the corner flag and actually hits the foot of the corner flag and goes out for a goal kick. So Patterson gets the ball.
I wonder if he'll change things and maybe try to get Lafay in the middle and maybe bring Watson or somebody on the left-hand side. You know, if he's...
Well, the ball was lost just outside the penalty area.
Definitely needed an injection of pace going forward.
But Sunderland got it back. Job is taking this on into the Queen's Park Rangers half to Lafay down the left of the penalty area now. He crosses and it's behind Roberts and will run away on the far side.
Where's anybody in the middle yet again? There's nobody in the middle.
Finds Rigg again on the right. He crosses, looking for Sirkin, who got his head on it, but it's going to roll out, I think, for a throw.
Hello to the 323 now watching. Welcome. Hit that subscribe button if you're new and click the thumbs up. Thank you.
Sirkin will have the throw.
Is Rigg on the pitch? Is ALS
10 yards or so from the corner on the left-hand side.
They don't want to get in the Premier League.
May as well not be.
West Brom to be in the playoffs? I don't think so.
Puts it into the penalty area, but Edwards hooks it out up to Ballard in the centre circle.
They can't make the playoffs. QPR are going to park the bus last 15 minutes. We always do.
Roberts with Rigg just ahead of him. Hume down the right. The ball swept into the
penalty
area.
Today, Folly,
looking for Sirkin, but headed clear. Swansea
Jonathan says we offer nothing
and now
going forward
puts his
at
foot
all.
through it, and Dan Ballard has to deal with this. Heads it on to Patrick Roberts on halfway, who plays it to Hume, gets the ball back. Roberts and
you wouldn't be
so here's a question for you.
Now in the middle.
Would you now bring on Easydawn to 4-4-2, or would you take
some movement?
Either the likes of Rigg,
goes wide.
Lafay, Roberts off and stick Tommy Watson on.
Lafay trying to slip it into the penalty area for Mayenda, but it comes out to Sirkin on this left side.
Personally, I'll go for 4-4-2. I'll just
over the head
Easydawn and just try and get it over.
Comes out now to Roberts, who finds Rigg again in the D. He's forced out.
Maybe take Riggy off
it to
as well.
Joe. Joe rolls it down the right to Hume. Hume crosses.
Nobody
there. Away again for a throw on the left.
John Nesbitt says, watching the Borough Coventry game, he says, I tell you what, he says, we definitely won't be Coventry. He says, they're streets ahead of us.
The ball is put out by Ashby. Another throw quickly taken. West Brom 5, Luton 2. And now O'Nien into the middle to Dan Neil.
Millwall's
out to the right-hand side.
Millwall's getting
Patrick Roberts now at the corner of the penalty area, cutting across the
back
of the penalty box,
there,
trying to cut in His shot takes a deflection. Sirkin's going to try and get there before the goalkeeper. They two
So
collide
as it
on the goal
stands,
line.
Burnley
The
will be the
goalkeeper
title
wins
winners unless
the goal
Leeds
kick.
get another goal.
Burnley 2.
I would much prefer
1.
Burnley winning this.
So Burnley go back to the top of the table.
Yeah, it's
They
impossible
take
for
their
West Brom
points
to
tally to
catch
100
anyone. They're
this
only on
season.
64 points. Even if they win today, they're on 64 points. And
We're in the
Bristol City on
66th minute, about to go
67.
to the 67th
They're losing
minute.
2-0.
It's
Because
Sunderland,
Blackburn's
Queen's Park
drawn,
Rangers
Bristol
1.
City is still in the playoffs.
Joe
So
Walsh
Sheffield
with
United,
this
I think, will be
goal
rubbing their hands
kick
nicely, do you
for
think, with that tie?
Queen's Park Rangers.
And it's as it stands, it's Sunderland
Well,
against
yeah.
Coventry
Big kick.
in the
Ballard heads the ball away.
semi-finals. Because Blackburn drawn,
And it's into
Millwall losing,
Centre circle, and Rigg
and
plays
Bristol
it across
City
to Roberts
are
on the right hand side into the Queen's Park Rangers half. Hume coming round the back of him. Roberts now down the right of midfield to the edge of the area, finds Hume,
Nobody
tries
there.
to cross for
Offside.
Meander, but it's cut out by Edwards at the edge of the 6-yard box, and the offside flag has come up as well.
Coventry is too
Another free
big,
kick.
too fast and
Plenty
too
of
strong
litter
for our lot.
blowing about on
What
the
do you think
pitch as
about
well.
that? I mean, the league table
Outside
doesn't
the
lie.
Queen's Park
We're a
Rangers
lot of points
penalty
ahead of
area.
Coventry. We're fourth,
Ball is
Coventry
left
aren't.
for Ronnie
People are
Edwards,
saying Coventry are far
who
too strong
joined
for us.
Queen's Park Rangers on loan in January from Southampton. He's tapped the ball back with his hand to Joe Walsh,
Possibly.
the goalkeeper.
SAFC Gaz says Burnley deserve
Norwich
the
4,
title
Cardiff 1.
just for their defence record alone. I think they've only
So
conceded
Walsh-
14 goals all season.
All the players over on that
Something
left
like that, and
side.
they've only lost 2 as well, 2 games.
And Joe Walsh kicks over
Thanks to Sunderland
halfway,
missing 2
looking for
penalties in the
Fry,
last kick of the
headed
game.
up by Ballard, on by the head of Job.
No.
Aye, and
Madsen
do you know who
puts his
beat them?
foot through it, looking for
One of the
Polly
defeats.
down the left, but it's
Sunderland.
gone out for a Sunderland throw.
They're going to make a substitution.
1-0 at the Stadium of Light. Who was the other team that beat Burnley? Does anybody know? We beat them early on in the
Not sure.
season 1-0.
Roberts,
Who was the other team
Hines.
that beat Burnley?
Rigg, halfway, squares the ball to Sirkin. Sirkin to Meander out on this left-hand side.
They've swapped it.
Back into
Ian
Dan
Mick,
Neal,
no,
but
that is the
Meander's made a
points
move
on
to
the
run into
current
middle now.
results
And
at the
Lefay's
moment.
just outside
So
the
West
D.
Brom on
The ball is out on the
64
right with
points,
Hume,
going
and he's
on that
played it
win
back to Dan
today.
Ballard.
So the points
Squares
go
it to
up
Luke O'Nien
as the
again,
results
just
are
inside the
happening
Queen's Park
live.
Rangers half. Down to Sirkin. Looked like a foul to me by Dunn,
So if
but the
West
referee didn't
Brom
think so.
magically lost that
Sirkin
game,
sits on the deck,
they
then
would
pulls
go
himself
back
up.
onto 61
Dunn
points.
is limping away from that challenge.
So
And the
it's
ball is with Dan
live
Neal, out wide to Patrick
points
Roberts.
total what goes on.
He slips it on, or tried to, into
And
the
Bristol
path of
City have
Chris
pulled a
Rigg,
goal
but won
back
back by Queen's Park Rangers.
against
Played back by
Preston.
Varane to the goalkeeper, who kicks out only as far as Sirkin. Sirkin now wide on the
That's
left-hand
it,
side,
then.
halfway
Well,
inside the
in
Queen's
now,
Park Rangers
that's
half.
all.
Plays it back onto the halfway line to Luke O'Nien. And O'Nien
This is just too predictable
rolls
the way
it
we're
across to the
playing here.
right.
If you
I know.
keep
Dan
watching
Ballard.
that, Kabby.
Ballard
It's getting the ball to the
out
box,
to the right
playing
wing.
it out wide,
Trey
losing
Hume
the
back
ball.
to Ballard.
They're winning the ball back,
There's
playing
going to
it
be a
in.
change.
We win
and
it back,
Isidore,
play it through a back,
who's
back
coming on.
out the wing.
Oh,
Might be
it's
coming
just
on as well.
predictable.
Nothing.
If Bristol
has
City
pulled a goal
win,
back. Bristol City 1,
Sunderland will be
Preston
playing
2.
Bristol City. Doesn't
But
matter
as it
what
stands, it's still
Coventry City
Sunderland face
do.
in the playoff semi-final.
If
As
Bristol
Rigg
City
comes
that,
draw,
Kabby, or would you-
oh aye.
challenge, he's slightly caught, I
If
think,
Bristol
at the
City
edge of the
draw,
penalty
they will
area.
be on 68 points,
And
a point
now
behind
Fry trying to
Coventry.
get forward.
And if they
blocked
win,
by Sirkin, the ball breaks for Joe.
they've won 70 points
runs into
and will be a
Varane.
point ahead of
now
Coventry.
Ashby trying to get Dembele away. Ballard sprinting back
Tell
with
you
him.
what, he
And
did well
Ballard
there.
cuts across the front of him.
Got his hamstring.
And yeah,
Surely
Dembele's
that
gone
was a
down
free
once and
kick
it's
there
coming
and
on as
Joe.
well, as you said. And so Queen's Park Rangers
That's a booking.
down to 10 at the
Oh,
moment. Now a foul
referee.
on Lefay, which is not a foul, says the referee. The ball with Dunn on the right. Job takes him out, and it's a free kick to Queen's Park Rangers on the touchline on the right-hand side.
Now the stats have just come
Dembele's
up
back
there.
on
They've
his
had
feet.
8 shots, 3 on target,
Oh.
15 touches
Referees,
in the opposition
Now
box,
he's
and
gone
they've
back
had
down
slightly
again
more
now. The
possession.
referee's jogging across.
If that's not
to
saying
see
we're
what the
missing the
issue is
striker,
with
Kabby, I don't know what
Karamoko
else is.
Dembele.
Well, Preston beat
And,
Burnley 3-0. Is that
Isidore and
right?
Watson waiting to come on.
Preston beat them, did they?
Awful referee, yeah. Devon, yeah, Peter Lisby says not good enough.
Dan
We
Neal's
need a
walked
win.
right
Sounds like
across.
boring football, Ian. It's not the best.
with Hume and Ballard,
Weird
the
heaving
referee,
the
at
game,
the edge of the
starting to
penalty
get what a
area.
goal looks like. Nothing to
Daniel
report
still
on.
questioning Anthony Backhouse. Dembele's receiving treatment.
Didn't say too much,
We'll
Daniel.
go
He
a
gets
couple of
sent off.
changes.
On the right side of the Sunderland.
Isidore, Tommy
penalty
Watson's coming
area.
on, so they might be going for this 4-4-2 unless he's going to
It
take
is
my
a
end
hamstring,
off.
isn't it?
This
I
will
think,
be
by the looks of
interesting.
things.
It's
We
his
just
hamstring.
need
To be fair,
11 more likes
well
to hit that
impressed with
100 likes. So
Ballard there.
come
He's
on,
showing a
hit
turn of
that
pace there.
like button, thank you. And
Because
any
he's
new
quick,
ones
Dembele.
on the channel, hit the subscribe button if you don't mind at all. And the match has just gone off in the background, but it will soon be back on, so bear with me a second. I don't think you're going to miss much.
Oh, they've got a player down injured at the minute.
I'll have there.
Yeah. Hold his hamstring.
Yeah, just reset the commentary. I don't think we're friggin' missing much, put it that way. Got internet struggling today. Every bugger must be on it. Everybody must be on the internet today. Yeah, still 1-1 Sheffield United Blackburn. Burnley 2-1 up still. What is going on with the Sunderland stream? Dear.
How long does this need to take to make these subs, man? How?
Ah, goodness knows.
So
Absolutely
QPR
no
making
idea.
the sub now.
Borough have equalised 1-1. Come on, Sunderland stream, what's going on? Click listen live.
Slowly round the back of it. He's clearly limping there as he.
And we haven't missed
across
much
one
in
of the
that
advertising
small pause. They've
sheets
literally
laid on
just
the
been
pitch.
taking 15
And the ball
minutes
back in
to
play. Dan Neil
make
gets
a
it
sub.
out to Lefay on this left-hand side. Madsen
No, I
closes
don't
him
think it's
down.
1-1.
played
Coventry
back to
Middlesbrough, whoever
Rigg,
said
and
that.
now there's a
He's
foul.
caught him. He has caught him.
He has caught.
He should be booked for that.
He is going to be booked, Madsen,
Whoever
The
says
phase down now.
for that foul.
whoever
on
says
Lefay.
it was
Yellow card
1-1.
for Madsen.
Bristol City at 2-2.
Oh,
Wow.
That's going to be some
Preston to
some finish, isn't it?
I tell you what,
Will Bristol
there's
City
going to
play
be
themselves
twists and
back
changes, isn't
into
there?
5th place?
Yeah, Middlesbrough are still losing. So whoever said
2-2 with Ashton
1-1.
Gate with just over a quarter of an hour left
So we
of games
could
to play.
be playing Bristol City if Bristol City get another goal.
If it stays,
Have Preston
as
relaxed
it
a
is,
little bit
Coventry
because they
winning,
know they're
Coventry
safe
would
now
still
with the
be
teams
in
below them losing.
5th place, would they not? Because they're only a point behind. So they would still be in 5th place.
So Borough must have had a
No
goal
Can't
chalk.
make the changes.
They must have had a
Bristol
goal
City
chalked
need to
off.
find a winner if it's going to be Bristol City.
I tell you what, I
in the
fancy
playoffs.
Bristol City to do
Now
this,
the
you know.
substitution's being made. Riggs coming off for Isidore.
Yeah. Coming back from 2-0 down as well. Right, here's the sub. Chris Rigg off. He's a door on.
Coming on, Tommy Watson, and coming off,
Mayenda.
Which we all knew was going to happen because he's had a poor game this week. So we're going to go 4-4-2. He's bringing the three off, is he?
Christopher says, come
So
on,
the
City,
Neil.
rather play them, Kabby.
He's going to go in there, isn't he?
And Lefay will go into the
Agree.
middle now, won't he? Which is
That's an
where he wants to
interesting
play.
change there, Kabby. They're bringing off
You suggested
Dan
a
Neil
little
and
bit early
Riggy
you'd
and
like to
putting
see
Watson
that
and Isidore
try
on now.
this
So
afternoon, and
Yeah,
so
they
that
have
is,
to try it.
it's going to be the case.
Yeah,
well, who's in the midfield? Job and Lefay. 4-4-2. I thought he
So
might
the
go
substitution's
4-4-2.
made.
Like,
Luke O'Nien pushes the ball back to Anthony Patterson. Queen's Park Rangers still lead by a goal to nil. And
I tell you what, there's got to be some
as it
transformation.
stands, it's Coventry
playoffs.
in 5th.
There's got to be a
Bristol
turnaround.
City in
God's
sixth
sake, not
place,
Watson,
and
says David.
Blackburn
Riggin Neil
drop
coming
out
off, says Ryan.
of
Coventry
the
hit the post, says
playoffs.
Paul.
But I'm sure there'll be another twist before the end of the game.
With current scores, if Borough win, it's Sunderland v Borough in the playoffs.
We're
I
into
can't
the
see
final
Borough
15
getting
minutes here, but we've had a few stoppages.
Oh,
so I suspect there
disallowed
might
goal
be a
for
good
Leeds United.
5 or 6 minutes added on at the end
That is a
of the
painful
game
one.
this afternoon. The ball comes back to Morrison, and the goalkeeper
Awesome says,
closed down
hope
by
Bristol win. I actually
Isidore.
think we will beat them in the playoffs.
2 up front now then, Isidore.
102
Yeah.
likes, we've hit the target. Thank you so much.
Ball
Thank
back
you.
with Patterson.
Somebody in the crowd shouts, "Go on, Sunderland!" And another subscriber as well, thank you.
Fry gives chase, Ballard lifting it up.
It sounded like Big Davey shouting there.
Dunn brings it down.
Sunderland!
And has to backtrack suddenly because Sunderland won it back, and he's got back in front of Isidore. And plays it back to Joe Walsh, who kicks it out down the right. Sirkin nods it back to Luke O'Nien. And O'Nien back
Finally,
to
we
Patterson
have Lafayette
in the middle of the
Says
Sunderland
Bong
half.
says, come on, Sunderland.
4-4-2.
It's
Yeah,
looking
let's
that
come on,
way, isn't
Borough.
it?
Only
Yeah.
chance we
And,
will avoid Coventry.
As,
No, it's
Joe
not. If
picks it up
Bristol
on
City,
halfway,
if Bristol
plays
City
it
win
now to
ELS,
Lefay.
they
Lefay
only need one
looks
more goal.
down the right wing for Hume, who's
They will be playing Sunderland. But Bristol City need that other goal.
just for 1 second.
Coventry are all over Borough
his
at
eye
the
off
minute,
the ball.
apparently.
And it ran underneath and out for a throw to Queen's
Ryan
Park
Jones,
Rangers.
It took a while to make the subs. As Regis Labrie just stands there with just no expression on his face, with his hands in his pockets.
To Morrison, who taps it behind him, and he's nearly caught the goalkeeper. He went to clear it by Isidore. Very dangerous ball back from a yard in front of the goalkeeper by Morrison, but Queen's Park Rangers
Just
get
in
away with it.
case,
It's now with
says, thanks
Sirkin
God, it's the
at
third
other end. He
string
plays it
team
into the
selection.
middle
Just
to
imagine going to the playoffs
Luke O'Nien.
with this as our first team choice.
O'Nien through the centre, Lefay on the halfway line to his left to Job, and
It's the
Job out
first
to
team, isn't
Watson,
it? What we played
wide on
today.
his left-hand side, and Watson wending his
As
way
the
inside.
clock ticks
finds
over,
Job.
79 minutes
Job
now on the clock.
curls a ball across to Patrick
Can
Roberts. It's
Sunderland
cut
give the
out
stadium a light,
on the
something
far
to cheer
side
about
by
before the end of the
Anderson.
season?
And it's out for a throw to Sunderland. Back it comes to Ballard and O'Nien in the Sunderland half in the 78th minute. Queen's
A
Park
Borough
Rangers leading
equaliser
1-0.
or Bristol
Job
goal, any will
on
do,
this
but at the
left-hand
moment
side,
you cannot
looking
see
to try and
Bristol
find Sirkin, who's come
Middlesbrough
out
getting an equaliser there, just
for
getting
a Queen's Park
destroyed
Rangers
by
throw.
Coventry possession-wise, apparently.
Isidore comes to tap
John
the
says
ball
just a
with
matter
his
of
yellow
time
boots
for Coventry to
Jimmy
finish
Dunn.
Borough off. Sunderland have no chance of beating Coventry.
take
Angela
the
says Moss is all over my roof, but don't think it
throw.
will win the playoffs.
Dunn halfway
Okay.
inside Queen's Park Rangers half, urged by the referee to get a move on. Fry down this right hand
I cannot
side,
see
trying
a
to get
thing
it
on
past
on my
Luke
monitor.
O'Nien, who's got his
Eh?
foot to it. Back to Anthony Patterson. Out through the middle then to
Thank you, Tricia.
Lefay and Job. Job across to Hume. Colley in front of him. Hume being chased by Colley, leaves it for Job, and Job plays it wide to Sirkin on this left hand side. Inside to Luke O'Nien. O'Nien
Can hardly
forwards
see
now
me
to
monitor because
Watson.
of the sun glare, but I'm
Watson
not missing
taps
out,
it
am
to
I?
Job. Job to Sirkin
Not
on
really.
halfway on the left. Back to O'Nien, and O'Nien rolls it
They
across.
look a little
to Dan
bit better
Ballard.
now that
Ballard
we've made
wide
these
then
couple of
to
changes and
Roberts.
changed formation.
Just
But it's
inside.
Yeah,
still
yeah.
Queen's Park Rangers.
pass it around the back and
just
launch it
inside
forward,
him. He's
kind of.
managed to hold off Varane. And he's come down the right with Mienda wide of him. Mienda now, a couple of step overs, trying to get in past Colley. And he's done well, Mienda, but in the end gives the ball away. And it's picked up. Won by Roberts, who's trying to work his way through.
It's a foul.
There's a foul on Roberts just outside the penalty area
I am speechless.
And a free
Janet.
kick.
We don't deserve to go up. It's embarrassing, says Daisy.
to Sunderland.
Ian says, with the team we have, even
at
at full strength, we are
on the
championship side at the moment. And Mike says, so the trip to Spain was more of a holiday than a training camp. What a joke this
Varane.
side is now. We are the laughing stock of the
who
league.
fouled Roberts.
Awesome says, Hull to concede 94th minute goal and Luton to survive.
Good position here.
I think Derby Stoke are doing a Coventry Bristol City from years
Lefay.
ago. I think the lads need a
It's
little
gonna
probe
take
up
this.
their backside.
Hume back in the centre of the Queen's Park Rangers half. Roberts is just to Lefay's right, but I'm sure the way Lefay is standing over the ball, it's his intention to take the free kick. He steps back.
So Hull to concede a 94th minute goal and Luton to survive. That's mad.
With his arms down by his side.
Because they're both neck and neck on
Enzo
49
Lefebvre
points. What's Luton and Hull City's goal difference? Does anybody know then?
And he whips his right foot through it and whips it straight into the wall.
Yeah.
Comes out to Hume and back to Patterson. As Queen's Park Rangers rush out upfield, Patterson puts the ball back down the left-hand side, and Ashby leaves it for Dunn, who hooks it away down the right, looking here to try and get Varane on it. Varane's got it on the touchline almost.
He's
and rolls it back to
thinking Luton
Morrison.
are down.
Forwards then to Madsen, back to Dunn, and Varane. Varane inside to Anderson.
Hull do lose.
Back to Morrison, out to Madsen, gives the ball away to Mayenda on the left here.
So
Mayenda though, Dunn gets in front of him, a back heel to Anderson, and then to Madsen, into Morrison at the edge of the penalty area, and back out to Madsen, and across to Edwards on the left-hand side. He's got Fox wide of him, he's got Collier ahead of him, but he's taking it on Edwards and gives the ball straight to Jobe. And Jobe plays it back to Ballard, and Hume back to Ballard, and on to Jobe again, just inside the Queen's Park Rangers half. In the 82nd minute, Sunderland still searching for this equaliser, trailing 1-0. Hume, he played the ball in rather lazily actually, because Lefebvre was the intention.
Well, 9 minutes to go, coming up.
And now Queen's Park Rangers on the break with Ashby down this right-hand side. Crosses, looking for Fry in the penalty area. Touch lets him down. He puts it behind for a goal kick to Sunderland.
Could be worse now.
It's been a frustrating afternoon for Michael Fry. He's actually the leading scorer, 9 goals this season for Queen's Park Rangers.
Berra keeper just saved them with a mad save.
This afternoon, not had much joy. The only goal scored by Nicholas Madsen.
I think he might hang on here, says Folly.
After 5 minutes.
QPR fan.
Hugh back to Ballard.
Back been better team today, like.
I think you could play for another 90 minutes.
544, the posted
41,000? There's nowhere there's 41,000 there. More like 26.
From
nowhere is there.
Queen's Park Rangers. Ball is out for another throw to Queen's Park Rangers in their own half.
What is the point in doing that, bro? Every single time, man.
We'll take this.
Launching the ball.
Back it goes to Morrison. And Morrison back to the goalkeeper, Joe Walsh.
I mean, it's the same dross, man, Kabby. It's the same thing.
Edwards
week in and week out.
To Fox, trying to hook
it's going to be an interesting lap of honour at full time, isn't it? Who's going to stay and watch that?
Oh, I'll be away, mate. I wouldn't have stayed there.
He's pulled it down. He's got Fox left. He's tried to put it in the penalty area.
I would have stayed to the end, and I would have just left.
Sirkin into the path of Watson. Watson trying to play it over the top. Isidore thought he was pulled down on the halfway line. The referee doesn't, and the ball goes back to Walsh, the goalkeeper. What's the referee pointing at now? There's no flag up on the far side, but the referee is he given a free kick?
Oh well, lads, gives us fans something to achieve out.
Swansea 3, Oxford 2. So Isidore has
Brownie says, really hoping Mundle is a difference maker for the playoffs. It finally allows us to play
taken by O'Nien to
a massive
Jobe.
difference, Brownie.
Jobe
whatever you say,
to Watson
Mundle is the missing
on the
link
left-hand side here.
Billy Flies has been watching pro
Dunn,
sports for over 6 years.
In the end, the ball is poked out for a throw
with 5 straight losses. Truly amazing. Folly says, thanks for allowing me to chat today. I'm always respectful. No, you're welcome anytime, Folly, mate. You're welcome anytime.
That we're still rusty, aren't we?
You like a few away fans in Kabby, didn't you?
Well, it's just like being at the stadium, isn't it? The away fans.
Yeah, that's slight worry, isn't
it? The away fans are part and parcel of it. So it's the same in here.
To be Coventry, who
play,
well, if the evidence of the 3-0
QPR fans are singing "Ole," he says, embarrassing for Sunderland. How many shots have I had in 5 games, says Paul. And Susan Jordan says, I'm a Newcastle fan, but I like your channel. I have subscribed. Sunderland need changes in the summer. Good luck. Thank you, Susan, for the subscriber, and well done on your cup win, and good luck tonight playing Brighton. Thanks for the subscribe. Stevie Walker says, pathetic. There's 32 quid a match at least
Patterson just
to
outside
watch
the
this
penalty
stuff.
area.
Is Mundle going to be fit?
Plays it to
apparently
O'Nien, wide then to Tommy Watson. Watson trying to sweep it on first time for Sirkin to get on the end of. Ashby's on his shoulder, puts the ball behind for a corner.
Thanks for the subscriber there. Yeah, thank you. 3,840. So I just need 160 subscribers now to hit the 4K.
Watson is going to take the corner.
Cheers, Rich.
Run by Cirkin there.
Yeah. Follow do says
Roberts
yes,
is
you
over
are.
on his left-hand side as well. He's
Fisher
strolled
says,
into the
follow
penalty
you are.
box.
Yes, you are. You're always respectful. Thanks for joining. Not any time.
Tommy
anytime.
Watson then pushes it to Roberts. Roberts
That's a
leaves for
suggestion,
Watson
you know what I
again.
mean?
Watson trying
Kabby,
to get
why
him on
we're
his
not
left
playing
foot.
Cirkin on the wing while
Crosses.
Mundo's out injured?
Who's gone
What's the elder
down?
left
Hume
there?
went
We've got Google
down.
9 that can play left back.
Defender. There's no appeals for a penalty or anything. It's put back in by
Quality of
Joe.
deliveries there,
It's
Cirkin.
mixed up between Watson and Ballard. It's
What's
kept
going
in
on
by
in the
Roberts.
box,
It's headed down towards the keeper, who's made a terrific save from Cirkin. The ball
Oh,
was
for
destined to
God's
the
sake,
bottom
it was
right
bloody
corner.
3 years,
Walsh is
man.
ready to dive down, get the ball away.
Oh,
it's
Ballard.
put back in again by Human, headed by Isidore at the goalkeeper.
We just
Well,
can't
it all
score, mate.
happened
We just
then.
can't put
Was
the ball
that
in the
mix
net.
up between Watson and Ballard?
Ballard, that was. Ballard wasn't very pleased about it, I don't think.
Communication.
Couple of good, decent chances there, but
Yeah, Ballard, you could see, was looking at Watson.
come from the
what we're doing.
defence.
It's my ball.
Where's the
The ball's
attack?
put back in, and Cirkin's
Good ball up
header,
by Hume.
well, it was a terrific save by Walsh. So still 1-0 to Queen's Park Rangers.
That was close, fully.
And the ball back with
Of
Anthony
course, Sunderland
Patterson.
got a 0-0
Bowls it
draw.
to Ballard,
QPR, I
Ballard
believe.
back to Patterson. Now to
And I think that's where
O'Nien.
Job got sent off, wasn't
Out
it?
to Ballard again on the right-hand
Is that the one?
side.
is this?
Down the right wing.
Ryan
Roberts
Jones
and
says Sunderland player just
Hume
got
slipping
rugby
it
tackled in the
inside
box and
to
nothing.
Mienda, back to Roberts. Roberts now playing it across to Watson.
Great
Left
touch.
side of central midfield. Cirkin's coming up behind him. Watson leaves it for Cirkin in the penalty area. Let it run behind the goal line.
Ah, there's Gary Bennett's side. That tells you everything.
Couldn't keep it in, Cirkin, and it's a goal kick to Queen's Park Rangers.
It's that understanding,
It's
it?
looking like 5 defeats on the bounce, Richie. Are they going to get a backlash from this, do you think, the
Clock is
players?
ticking. Bristol City
And
2,
management?
Preston
Oh,
2,
yeah, there's-
Coventry leading Middlesbrough
100%. I think there will
1-0.
be, yeah. There'll be
Coventry-
some very,
Coventry,
very unhappy
as it
fans.
stands.
Coventry
in the
have
playoff
now gone 2-0 up
semi-finals.
against Slack Middlesbrough.
Can't
all
imagine
right
what
done in
the
it.
atmosphere must be like at Ashton Gate.
I still think there's going to be a twist and turn somewhere
Yeah,
along the
of course.
line.
So the only really change now.
A kick from Walsh.
There's still going to be
Deep
could be
one
some
again,
twists
headed
yet, but
away
at the
by
minute,
Cirkin headed
Coventry
out.
2-0 up. But if
2-0
Bristol
Coventry.
City get a win, they will overtake still Coventry.
Well, that's clearly, I think, by now curtains for Middlesbrough. It's what Bristol City do.
Are you surprised Middlesbrough's crashed out the
It's
playoffs
all
then?
down to them trying to
I am
find
not fancied them.
a
I
winner
did favour Borough to get in.
at Ashton Gate against a Preston team fighting
But Borough's just
to make sure
one
they
of these
stay
teams
in
this
the
season where
Championship.
the form's a little bit
away
all
down
over
the
the
right,
place,
plays
isn't it?
it
It's a
down
bit
the right wing to
inconsistent.
Hume. Hume inside to
Angela
It'll
says
be
it's
interesting to
Coventry.
see what happens to
I
Michael
know.
cutting
Carrick.
into the centre.
It's not
And,
Coventry, Angela. If
plays
Bristol
it
City
over
get a goal,
Job,
it would
who
be
fell
Bristol
over.
City. If
Out
Bristol
wide,
City
down to
score,
Cirkin, who leaves it for
we'll be playing Bristol City.
Watson.
Stephen Hill
Watson
says,
down
going
the left
back
of the
to us
penalty,
after-
slides the ball in. Isidore touch what he's trying to keep hold of it in the
Pass
box,
it,
but
pass
he's
it.
been forced back to the edge of the area. It's still going, and eventually
Lay
it's
it off.
stabbed away and out for a throw.
Comes for nothing again.
Down the
There's
left
Hume,
hand
Oh,
side.
there's
look,
Hume
So much
pointing
more.
down,
Seriously, we have
pointing,
changed so
he
much
said,
since
lay
the
it
first
off to
half
him.
of the season. Management will
Still
get a whip
1-0.
for sure, says Ian Simon,
To
5-3
Queen's
West
Park
Brom.
Rangers, it's 5-3 at West Brom against
Awesome
Luton.
says, come on, man.
And the ball
Want
now
Bristol to get that
headed
third goal.
away by Queen's Park Rangers. Right back to
Brownie says,
Patterson on the
Ian Mick, I
halfway
personally
line.
think selling Clark was
It's
great.
O'Nien,
Got us
Ashby
great money.
slips,
Mundle
he
is
tried
going to be a
close
great replacement.
O'Nien down, Watson
and
plays
we're
it back to
way too
Luke O'Nien.
dependent
We're in
on
the
him.
90th minute.
Cabby, wait and see. It's
How
Coventry.
much will Anthony
Yeah.
Backhouse
To be honest with
add
you,
on? I'm convinced
It's not going to be easy if you got Bristol
minutes.
City. It's
Here's
just not going to
Roberts
be
battling
easy.
with Colley. Colley's won the ball off Patrick Roberts away on that left wing. Colley coming away with it, then gets pushed over by Patrick Roberts. And it's a free kick to Queen's Park Rangers, just a couple of yards back inside.
You listen
half,
to the
their half
boos
on
at
the
full
touchline.
time, are you, Richie?
Oh,
We
deserve it.
are seconds away.
I'm annoyed, like, to be fair
from
to you. Like, I'm
added time.
She is Trisha.
just
The ball thrown down by Morgan Fox for the free kick. Queen's Park Rangers 1 up. Fox takes
Nearly
the
a second
kick,
for
and we'll have
Plymouth.
6 minutes of added time. We're into those
6 minutes for added time.
Minutes
That's just
now
torturing
as
the players,
Job comes
the fans
away with
more.
the ball up towards the halfway line. Watson's made a run. Job has turned and plays it across into the middle.
There's also
Lefay
6 minutes added on
to
time
Hume.
at Bristol City,
Hume now
Ashton
looking
Gate.
for Mayenda. Corner of the penalty area. He's taking this on, taking it in, but Anderson or it's Edwards got in front of him, and Queen's Park Rangers managed to get the ball
Money
away.
was good, but failed poor signings.
Put
Though
back
Mundu
in.
hasn't really done much. He should have settled in before
Hume
Chris.
to Lefay. Lefay back to Hume.
He needs
Frustration because
is there many
fans perceive the
QPR
ball's going
fans there? I'm
backwards,
not
not
too sure.
forwards. It's out to Watson on the left wing. He's cutting
It's never been
inside.
announced, has
Slipped
it?
it into Job in the middle. Varane's in front of him.
Long
Job
Lots
takes
of
out the
fans
ball
leaving now,
to
though,
Roberts
Kabby.
on the right
Lots
side
of
the
them
penalty area.
screaming out.
Crosses, and it's up over Isidore.
There's
And
gonna
it's
be
gonna
nobody
run
there for the lap
towards
of
the
one,
goal
is
line.
there?
They're looking for the corner, which they've won, Sunderland. An 11th corner. Lefay comes down. Job's left it for Lefay to
Tell you something, they
Job
better not
jogs
come
back
out.
towards the corner.
They
of
better
the
not come out at the
penalty
end of
area
this
into
match.
penalty box.
Say anything about the
Lefay
fans. Oh,
will
you
take
went
this
there,
corner
support
kick.
boy, never this,
Queen's
that,
Park
and the other.
Rangers leading
They
1-0.
put any blame on us. I'm telling you, it's a wrong decision by the
Isidore
club.
up at the edge
and
of
the
the
team.
6-yard box.
Ryan Jutton
Lefay
says this is so funny. Chats up
floats
to
one
date with
across to the
Sky, give or
far
take.
side of the
Commentary's miles
6-yard
behind.
box. It's
Cabby
headed out
even
to
further.
Colley,
Hey, as
who
long as
hooks
there's
it
no
out and
spoilers in
away
the
for
chat,
throw.
I don't mind. Nothing
To
we can
Sunderland
do.
on the far side, quickly taken by Luke O'Nien. Hume had to be quick because Fry was
There's another
closing him
corner that
down.
comes to the
It's
absolute
nodded
shack.
down to
Leeds
Watson,
have
who's on the
taken
right
the
now,
lead.
and then Colley pokes the ball away. Hume has
So
to come
are
all the way back
Leeds
into his
going to
own
get the
half
title?
to recover the ball for Sunderland. He plays it up.
They
through
are,
the
you
middle,
know.
Slightly to the left.
Oh, they'll be
looking
going
for
daft at Ellen
Ballard,
Road.
who's up.
No, sorry, they're playing
Hanged away
at
by
Plymouth, aren't
Dunn.
they?
Foul on
Either
Dunn,
way,
says
aye.
the referee, and it's a free kick.
They'll
to
be
Queen's
going
Park
daft.
Rangers. They're going to make a change. Queen's Park Rangers. Plymouth 1,
And
Leeds 2.
Imagine that if you'd done your fault that.
Who started
You
against
get Leeds
Sunderland in
promoted and
November.
you win the title and then you get sacked.
19-year-old
That's
midfielder
just
formerly
hard, isn't it?
with Tottenham until
Right, that's
summer.
not mine.
Oh,
With
no,
the
absolutely.
Leeds back on top of the table. So Madson's coming off, Morgan's coming on.
Burnley have now gone
We're in the
3-1
minute of the
up
6 being added
against Millwall. So there's late goals coming in
the
these
moment it's still
crucial
Coventry
games, but as it stands, it's
that
still
Sunderland will
2-2 Bristol
face
City
in
Preston.
the
So
playoff semi-final.
it's going to be Sun and Coventry.
Yeah, I think we can rule
Madsen
Millwall
walking
out now, and I
alongside
think
the
we can
referee.
rule Borough out, and I
And,
think we can rule Blackburn. I think
Yeah,
the way it is at the
Eventually
minute, how it's going to finish, I
reach the
think, now, Kabby.
touchline.
unless Blackburn score.
Queen's Park Rangers defending.
So
A
congratulations
1-0
to
lead.
Leeds.
Burnley
As
3,
it stands,
Millwall
they
1.
are champions, well deserved as well.
Yeah,
And Swansea 3, Oxford 3.
I would have preferred Burnley to win it, but fair game to Leeds,
I
so
know.
fair play.
Brian says, lads, I've enjoyed
Let's
your crack
finish
every
Derby
game
nil,
I've tuned
Stoke
into. Thanks very
0.
much, Brian. It
So I
means
think
a lot,
both
mate.
of those
Thank
should
you.
be safe.
We are so bad, says Jack. Oh.
As it's
It's
looking
just a shame we're not celebrating, isn't it? That's
like
the only thing.
I
We haven't even
think
seen a
Hull
goal
will
in.
go down, but we'll get that all confirmed.
Have we scored a goal in the past 5 games,
on the
Kabby?
end of a ball at the edge of the
Can't
Queen's
remember,
Park
my
Rangers
memory's
penalty
not
area,
that great
rolls it
with that,
down to the
like,
path of Patrick Roberts. Colley gets the ball off him, and it's smashed away by Queen's Park Rangers,
he's
by
low.
Morgan, I think, at the edge of the D. And it's looking like Luton, Plymouth and Cardiff who are the 3 relegated.
Derby 0-0 full
I
time.
think as the ball comes back here to Patterson, he's thrown
Leeds
it
scored all
back
3
and
games.
kicked it back up into the centre circle.
Sean
It's a
Russell
free kick.
Cheese, Cabby, thanks
to
for the
Sunderland,
comment.
the
You're welcome.
fifth
Thanks
minute
for
of the
Richie
sixth
as well.
being
Don't
added
forget
on, but
Richie's also helping
I
out.
suspect it might
So
creep
thanks
up
to Richie as
to
well
7 or
for
8
popping
minutes.
on,
There's been a
giving
couple of
his,
stoppages and substitution.
giving his Saturday.
Lefay is going to
afternoon up
take the free kick. The
Davy
ball just
Graham
about
Ballard
on
the
the
winner,
was
won't
line
he?
in trouble for
Lefay
Coventry.
floats up into the penalty area.
And
Ballard
Stephen
goes
Hill.
down.
Rick Roberts, get
I think
a
it
bit of
was
fight in, for goodness sake. Watford
Dunn
1-1
was sort of
full
leaning
time.
into Ballard, but
Cardiff
Ballard lost his
2-0
balance. The ball is back with the
full time.
goalkeeper. Queen's Park Rangers still leading 1-0.
And Bristol City have only got literally seconds left
Interesting.
now, and it's looking like it's going to be Coventry. Thanks, Bong. You're welcome. Thanks, Cabby
Here's the
Ritchie.
kick
Going to head
from
off for a
Walsh, down the
Pilsner.
right.
Cheers, Mac and Mike, for
Out
tuning
for
in.
a throw to
He's off to cut the
Sunderland,
grass.
just back inside
Something more
their own
rewinding.
half. We've got a minute left. if he plays just the 6 minutes.
Thanks for the stream, Richie.
added
Welcome.
time.
Yes,
Patterson with the kick.
Thanks,
Queen's
Richie.
Park Rangers leading 1-0.
Well, I'm
Leeds
gonna
and
get,
Burnley
knocks it
finishing
down.
on 100 points.
I'm gonna get a nice
Morrison,
sound
who hooks the ball away
testicles, I
again.
think, so
Sirkin
I'm looking forward to
gets
that.
onto it in front of Ashby. It comes back to Luke O'Nien, and O'Nien to Patterson. Patterson kicks it clear.
And 25
of the
seconds.
advancing Lucas Anderson.
My volume's
to
low. It's probably
Ballard,
because
who
of the
stayed
thing.
up in the Queen's Park Rangers half. Edwards heads the ball away from, well, quite a way outside the Queen's Park Rangers penalty area, and eventually out for a Sunderland throw on the far side. It's taken by Hume to Roberts. Roberts now
Look at them
trying to
streaming
get the
out,
ball up
Kabby.
to Ballard at the edge of the penalty area, but Dunn nods it back to goalkeeper Joe Walsh. Seconds remaining of the minimum 6. The ball in the possession of the Queen's Park Rangers goalkeeper,
That's it.
and Queen's Park Rangers leading 1-0. We're now into the 7th minute of added time. Ballard has stayed up. Walsh kicks. High, big kick again. Bounces right up to the edge of the Sunderland penalty area, where Hume nods it down to Sirkin. We've played nearly 6.5 minutes of added time, and the ball hooked on now by Varane. Colley through the middle, and it doesn't break for him. O'Nien nods it away. The full-time whistle's blown now by the referee. And Sunderland slipped to a 5th consecutive defeat at the hands of Queen's Park Rangers. 5 minutes into the game, Nicholas Madsen scoring the only goal of the game. And as it stands, at the moment, it's Coventry City.
Yeah, we're going to play Coventry
in the playoff semi-final. The players are now going to take a lap of what they call appreciation around the pitch with their families. The 46-game season is over. I'm not quite sure where we stand in terms of whether that performance is
I was Kabby, but I can't see anything you say, boss.
Or improvement definitely on Oxford United, but still a question mark over various aspects.
A big question mark, Nick, and it'll be interesting to see what
That should be better. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now.
I hear us now. We must have knocked the volume by
shall we
mistake.
say the performance itself, because
Oh,
you know, it's all right.
Yeah,
we talked about resting players. It does them the world of good, but again, it's building up that sort of partnerships or relationships
enjoy your Saturday afternoon, and thanks
on the
for
pitch,
tuning
building
in.
up that momentum in regards of pace. I think that's how it caught us out. When you look at the goal which we conceded, we're a little bit, shall we say, I think our timing, I think we got a lot of balls into the box, but we never had people arriving.
I didn't think Mienda got into the game today.
No, we struggled. You know, and you just think at times, you know, our build-up.
Not a single. Look at that, man, Kabby.
Okay, it's all right keeping the ball, but there's no,
the stadium left.
Shall we say, tempo to it?
11 shots, 5 on target.
And you know, QPR at times, you've got to say they were quite comfortable, weren't they?
I will give QPR credit. They defended very, very well.
We never really
didn't treat anything.
Pushed onto their back 3 or back 4 players. We never asked enough questions. And we've got to do better, haven't we?
Well, it's finished at Bristol City. It's definitely Coventry City in the playoff semi-final. That, I think, for a lot of people is going to be a fear in itself because of the 2 games against Coventry this season.
That's really boiled me up again, like Kabby. I'm sorry, I am so annoyed with that.
41 years.
Yeah, but
it's just absolutely.
That's not my biggest worry. My biggest worry is about getting these up to scratch. You know, and you look at times. You think we said it at Oxford. You know, sluggish.
How do you feel now, Kabby? Honestly,
you know, and
like, I know you're saying you're not bothered, and
we've got to be a little bit more
like who we're playing in the playoffs, and you know what I mean. What will be, but how do you feel now? 5 games now, and I think we've only scored 1 or 2 goals maybe in the last 6. I think off the top of my head. I mean,
it's a standalone game.
Honestly, mate, what you thinking?
I'm stuck in the middle. I'm sort of numb at the moment. That the fact, like, we've got now to play for. Why go out hell for leather? Does it matter that we've lost 5 on the bounce? Some will say yes, some will say no. I'm going to judge when the playoffs. I'm going to judge on the playoffs. It's not good building up to, but my God, this better be an act what Regis Labree's doing, like, because he'll get an absolute backside kicking from the fans if this is genuinely our form. And it's all right going saying, like, oh, we're putting an act on, because we've got out to play for. I don't know. It's going to be strange, isn't it? Honest Northern Gamer says, taking our foot off the pedal has broken us. Thank you, Cabby and Richie, you did a good job. Cheers, Cabby and Richie. Stephen says, welcome. Jack Reed, Defo Jack, it's all over another year in the ship. Serves them right, says Sean. Brownie says, gotta stay positive, it's been a great season. We're healthy going into the playoffs. Luton off to Coventry. How are the lads? We're going to Wembley. Yeah, Luton are down. Colin Major says he's not confident. Championship again, ole ole, says Jack. Dale Boyd says it's all over Pride. Can't see us beating Coventry. Sean says we've no chance of going up. David Jackson, if we have built a new team, we will be in the Championship for at least 2 more seasons. Well, there we go. It is what it is. It's I'm just pleased the season's over because I didn't want to watch any more of this dross of, like, can't be bothered to play, there's nothing to play for, carry on. But now, it's the business end of the season, isn't it? The business end of the season.
This is where we're going to see how much we want it, Kabby. And this is going to be, you know what I mean, if Liberty, like you said, if he doesn't turn up and the team don't turn up in the first game, it can be over before we even play the second match. I'm sorry to be negative like that, but personally myself, Kabby, I can't see it. I can't see we're just going pink like that and we're playing the best football like we did at the start of the season.
But Kevin,
for me, it's not going to happen.
Cheers, Tricia.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just not being positive.
Thanks, Kabby. Thanks, Tricia. Please like and subscribe. Help Cabby reach his target. 4 goals in last 10 games. Can't see us doing well. Hope I'm wrong, says MLB. Simon says, should we play the kids for the playoffs? John Nesbitt says, Richie, don't worry about it, man. I'm resigned to missing out. We'll be all over next Friday for sure. Could be embarrassing. He says, Dougie Stewart says, just got to hope Coventry have 2 off days. Regis has to go for me, says Colin. Richie, you're spot on, lad. Look, I mean, Coventry City always massively raise their game against Sunderland. It could be embarrassing. It could be embarrassing. If we play like this, it could be an absolute embarrassing playoff performance. We could get mauled home and away. If we play like that and Coventry put in what they like to put in against Sunderland, then it could be a cricket score. If we do play like we have been playing. Because if we do play like that against Coventry and we get absolutely murdered, then there's seriously questions want asked and questions want answered from the club about what's going on. Because it just feels like we've just thrown the towel in. It's like didn't want to get up sort of thing.
I'm not going to accept this whole thing. Some fans are saying, Kabby, where they're like, oh, well, look where we've come from. We've done great this season and we just didn't make it. I just don't buy that. That's just me, Kabby. I think it's just, if we're going to have that attitude, then what's the point in even trying to get promoted? You know what I mean? We're just, by saying that in my eyes, we're kind of just sort of like accepting the fact that we're not going to go up this season. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
We've got to, like I said in that video I did last week for you, mate, we've got this opportunity now, which I don't think we're going to get again. But what has happened to us in these last running to the end of the season, I've never ever experienced this before in a long time, apart from when we got relegated.
It's the playoffs next week, isn't it? When's the playoffs? Is it this?
Next Friday. Aye. Friday night's our first game, I'm sure it is.
Is it next Friday? God's sake.
Yeah. And I think Sheffield United games is on the Saturday, is it?
Are you working when it's on Friday night?
No, I'm free. I'm free for the playoff games, yeah. I'm free.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to end the stream now. Thanks for Richie for helping out. Thank you for Tricia for doing the moderating and being an admin and making sure everybody's behaving. I'm going to go in the shower now because I am sweating my baguettes off in this conservatory at the minute. It's been dire and all that. But I'll be doing a review video and we'll be doing the MACKEM, Kabby and Davey show on Monday as well. So it's going to be a fiery one. Richie, thanks for tuning in, mate. And we'll see you guys on the flip side.